Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the podcast that never sleeps. Now kick back in your seat and witness greatness.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast Never Sleeps. I'm your host, Killer Cam, aka your boy. And with me always is the knowledgeable and very funny Jabba Resurrecta, ladies and gentlemen, aka Jared.
Welcome back,
Jared.
everybody. Welcome back.
So if this is your first time at the podcast Never Sleeps, welcome. Happy to have you. Here we explore the new, the ancient, and the mysterious, all with way too many pop culture references. Jared, will you please tell the people what we're diving into today?
Yes. So today, this should be a spooky topic, and I think it's timely, right? We're getting into the time of year where we can start talking about all the scary stuff, start hanging up your scary decorations, start
we have a whole
watching
spook month, planned.
I start watching all the horror movies, like right now is when I get started, at home. We'll watch all of our favorites, whatever new ones are coming out. We already watched the newest one on Hulu. So we're getting spooky today. We're going to talk about two of the most infamous Unsolveds of all time. We'll talk about some things maybe you haven't heard before. Maybe we can try and figure out what's going on with these. It's exciting stuff, crazy stuff, and I'm excited to get into it.
Me too. And we do have a whole spooky month planned for October. So we're going to have a whole spooky themed episodes.
Oh, yeah. This kicks it off.
This kicks it off.
Because this is spooky stuff.
I know. Chase Mack, what up, boy? So if it was the next day, if it was the 27th, it would be so perfect because it would line up with something in one of my cases.
That's crazy,
dude. It would have been great. But so what's up? How was your week? I know it was your son's first birthday.
Yep. We celebrated the first birthday. Yeah, we're always celebrating something. It seems like,
dude,
but it's September, so
yeah,
September is a big celebration month for our family.
Yeah.
So yeah,
because everybody and all the parents start the New Year's off with a boom, with a bang. That's what the joke is.
There you go, yeah.
That's why everyone's born in September.
That's funny.
Anyway, so my parents, had sex. And
there you go. That's how it works.
But, so, dude, those cookies you had there were fucking amazing.
Yeah, those were really good. They're perfect.
Little sandwiches were good. Even the little macaroons. What are those little things? Those
that's what they are.
Macaroons?
Yeah.
Fire, dude.
Yeah.
All of them.
Good stuff.
All the best finger foods.
Good kids, for like a kid's birthday.
No, and then, fuck that. I'll do that for my birthday.
Yeah. My fiance has this friend with a party business, and I wish I knew the name of the business so I could plug
promote
it for her.
Really? Oh, it was
she built that whole backdrop with dude, and just
with
did
the
it as
balloons
a favor.
and the four shit.
Yeah,
that was on the fucking free.
Yeah, she's like, because she's been part of the family for a long time. Like she's been.
Was she there? She wasn't
years.
there.
She couldn't be there. She had an event for actually a couple of kids that were like celebrities in their own right. Like it was a very important.
What do you mean
party
in
for
their
her.
own right?
Like they have their own thing going with followers and such. Like actually known.
Because Jack's a celebrity, but they had celebrity.
Right. They had. It was like actually
well.
like a big deal for her, an event that was really important. But she took the time to do ours and be, and rush across to another state to make it to that. Yeah, to make it to that event, just so that she could do this for my son. So it was really cool. But dude, the backdrop was crazy.
It's called
the Hot Party Co. Spelt hot. I like that. HAUTE.
The Hot Party Co. Yeah, dude. No,
that's smooth.
But the finger foods is where I was really focused.
Yeah, food's good, but no, just that backdrop. She literally came in with like a whole construction team and built that in like 10 minutes, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the coolest.
That's
thing.
Legit.
All the signage, she makes all that and designs all that herself, like how it had. The theme of the party and the name of the party on all the, even the toppers and everything. She made all that stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy cool stuff. So that was exciting. So it's good to have, friends that are willing to pitch in and do stuff like that.
Dude, yeah.
Costco for the food always. Yeah, they have good stuff.
Yeah, Costco.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you.
All
that stuff.
Because I literally asked you where you got those goddamn cookies. Dude, everything was so good. But, bro, I've been watching so much true crime stuff. You know what my new kick has been?
True crime's the best.
Dude, it's the greatest.
So much fun.
And you could probably tell I've been on this kick watching interrogation videos. And it's actually gotten so crazy where I watch body language and interrogation videos. Where now when I watch anything, like I was watching just a regular ass YouTube video.
Yeah.
And
all that there is something to that, but you got to realize it can also mean something completely different. Everybody's different when it comes to body language.
That's the thing. It's if I touch my face, that's a soothing like a soothing motion.
Yeah, mostly.
So it could mean deception, or I'm just comforting myself. But you don't look for single things; you look for clusters.
Yeah, you'd have to look for a lot of different markers.
So yeah, if I do one thing where, like I pull my lips in, that means you're like holding back from wanting to say something, and depending on the context, it could be anything, right? But But you want to read something there?
No, just because we do the same thing. So Iwu Crew, is that what you watch?
Explore with us.
Yeah,
dude, why is that guy's voice the best?
It's the best for what it. Yeah, for what they talk about. Yeah. For that subject matter.
See, the face he makes in the corner.
Yeah. So he's the one that breaks it down. But
she clearly didn't understand. Yeah, how deep she was in.
Hours of those videos, man. So we've done that too.
So there's Explore with us.
Yeah.
And then there's like JCI is another big one.
Yeah.
And bro, I see channels with like hundreds of thousands of subs that are like, we're bibbity bop JCI inspired videos. Just basically saying we're like this channel. Hundreds of thousands of fucking subs.
Yeah.
Dude, true crime's where it's at.
True crime is fun. It's dude, people love that stuff. Look at ID channel. There's like 70 different shows on there. Yeah.
Investigative Discovery. There's a whole channel based on basically,
and that's
your neighbor's a murderer.
Yeah, every studio has
or women can kill.
Yeah, everything.
That's the whole show. Is your neighbor's a murderer and she's probably a woman.
Imagine that there's that many out there where they could make a show around something that like niche where there's like just neighbors, just sworn wives.
Yeah,
just
but
there's a twins one.
That's great. I will argue though, Investigative Discovery is basically your neighbor's a murderer and she's a woman.
Yeah,
like that's most of what. Yeah, like the killer next door.
Because they covered everything else up to this point. Like now they're getting into like, okay, how about neighbors?
Yeah, what are they gonna do?
Twins,
truck driving men who were killers. Well, come on now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we get it.
We got it.
We're all scared of truck drivers.
Nobody's going near a truck driver. We're good.
How about the girl next door that dresses conservatively and also wears a cross?
Yeah.
Genius.
The whole
nobody's
channel,
scared of her
24/7. Yeah.
But there's about 1,000 of hers that killed a lot of people.
Dude, I just saw the killer grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It was the best.
Grandmas that bake the best cookies and also commit the best murder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's enough. There's enough. There's so many people in this world, and most of them are based in America, which is scary that there's this many just here. But yeah, you can pretty much set up a little version of any of these, and there's enough episodes. And it's like 30 seasons.
They tried to do one based in Mexico, and they're like, the neighbor
they called it Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, that was like where I was going.
Okay.
I'm like, the neighbor was actually a murderer on both sides and behind them and across the street.
Yeah.
Everyone there killed.
No, yeah, they're scary. There's countries where that shit is just happening.
Yeah, but dude, this grandma.
Grow up with it.
So she comes in and they're like, your daughter's husband is dead, ma'am. She's like, no. And she's like, crying. Bro, not even 5 minutes later, they're like, so you don't know what happened? She's like, I'm guilty. I did. I killed him. And they're like, okay. And they're like, is she? He's like, or she's like, is he dead? And they're like,
she must have not like put a lot of stock in her acting. She was like, damn, they're not buying.
Literally
it. Like,
is what happened. She could tell. She was like, oh. Yeah. She could tell she was failing in acting.
She did everything wrong.
Yeah. So she's like, no, yeah, I'm guilty.
Like crossing her legs and uncrossing.
Yeah.
Like,
Oops. No, yeah. She didn't even say like, oh man, okay. You know what happened? She's like, yeah, no, I'm guilty. I did.
You got me.
She
it's
knows.
Fine.
But the best thing is she's like, is he dead? And they're like, yes, ma'am, he perished. And she's like, oh, hallelujah. Thank you. And she like holds the police officer's hand. She's like, thank you. I'm like, what?
That's wild.
She was, dude. So apparently he was like abusive towards.
So she went from like trying to pretend it wasn't her
to being like, fuck
okay.
yes.
You know what? I'm just gonna go the other way.
She
with
just
this.
went full like she like let her true self go.
I'm so glad because he was horrible to me.
She spoke her truth. Yeah. She's like, he was a piece of shit who abused my family, so I'm glad I killed him. That's why I bought the gun. I did it on Thursday. I went to that gun shop right there.
What was that one recently where the guy he wakes up like with a headache? And he's like, man, I really need to go to the hospital. Something's wrong. And the wife's like, oh, calm down. You're fine. And He's like, no, something's really wrong. And
she's like
driving really slow to the hospital. And he's like, oh, please hurry. Like, it's really hurting.
No, let's get some McDonald's.
Right, exactly. And but he's like, doesn't get it. Like, why is she like wasting so much time? They get there. There's a bullet in his head. He got shot in the head while he was sleeping, and she did it. And she was trying to hope he just died on the way to the hospital. Yeah. So she was really just like dragging.
She like slams on the brakes so his head hits the fucking thing. Like, damn.
You still
lodges it a little deeper. Yeah.
You still there? Okay.
You alive there?
All right.
All right. Well,
why don't you take the? Why are you taking the surface streets? We could have taken the. No. This is faster. This is faster.
Oh, the car's
why don't you
breaking
close your
down.
Eyes and lay down.
Yeah, the car's breaking down. Maybe you should.
You take it easy.
That's sick.
Yeah. Yeah,
dude.
So much.
I actually saw a. Yeah, she just hacks him up.
Hitting him,
yeah. I actually saw one where they're interviewing this guy. They're like, "We know you killed blah blah blah."
Yeah.
You're standing there with the gun in your hand. Blah blah. They're interrogating him, and then he's like, "I didn't. I don't know. Like, what happened? I don't know. You don't know. You're gonna tell us you don't know." Then a cop notices like something in his eye. And they noticed he has like 5 bullet fucking wounds.
Yeah,
he was shot.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was his
he was the first
girlfriend
one.
and him, and he lived. Yeah. That's funny.
Crazy.
And they were abusive. I watched that. They
Tina,
were like hammering this guy in interrogation, not treating his wounds or anything. Nope. And he's like bleeding out of his head and everything. Yeah. And they're just trying to, play along like, oh, okay, yeah. We'll get you some medical help, but first you need to tell us
exactly because they want you in discomfort. Like this one guy, he was a cop killer. Dude, his hand, you could see, was like puffed up because the cuff was so tight. He's like, please, just loosen up this cuff. And they literally laughed at him.
Messed up.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, that's literally inhumane. That's torture.
Right.
You can't be torturing this guy.
That's nowadays. Imagine him back in the day before there was cameras in the interrogation rooms and there wasn't a lot of like forensic science. You had to beat people down to get confessions. That was like normal, like business as usual.
Dude, no, if you didn't get a confession, you don't have a
there's
case.
No case. Yeah, how do you win?
Where were you on Thursday? 6 p.m.
Not there.
Shit.
Done. Let me go. You can only hold me for 48 hours.
Give me the brass knucks, kid.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Fuck yeah. Now where were you on Thursday at 6?
And that's why there's so many false confessions from like back in those times.
Yeah. No, crazy. Dude. False confessions is a big problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, so speaking of false confessions. No, not speaking of false confessions, but let's get into the first case, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey, Tina, welcome to the chat. So looking at the greatest unsolveds and some of the scariest cases, I think one you should know of this one. If you haven't heard of it, you're in for a treat.
I don't know if everyone has heard of it.
It's kind of a scary. They made a movie about it, so for me, it means
and there's a lot of true crime.
You should know about it.
Buffs these days, so maybe.
Yeah. So and maybe you'll know the movie as I start explaining it. But this happened in a little city called Texarkana, and we're going to talk about the Texarkana Phantom. Did you heard of this?
You heard of this guy?
You heard of
this guy?
You heard of him?
You heard of this Texarkana
murderer?
Yeah.
That's Jimmy or whatever. Jimmy Palmer.
Yeah.
So this is interesting.
You heard about this?
So this starts in 1946. So post World War II, small town America. The city actually sits on the border between Texas and Arkansas. And I have a picture of this because I thought it was very interesting. Let's show this picture of what the city actually looks like. It sits right on the border. So you can, at one point, if you wanted to, you could see, like they have the 4 corners. In this city, you can drive or walk across the street, Texas to Arkansas.
Picturesque, baby.
Which I'm sure doesn't make it easy for law enforcement. So I don't know if that played into the killer's decision to kill here.
So real quick, Chase said pain compliance. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right.
And then CTB said happy Tuesday. I believe she meant.
Yes, happy Tuesday. Yeah, Thursdays too. All good days.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Any day you get a
Tuesdays are TPTNS, Thursdays crashed.
Any day you get an episode. So we're talking post-World War II, small-town America. This is a time when people are trying to get back to normal, right? World War II was crazy. Most men were drafted off or just joined up because they knew it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So a lot of young people were either overseas or, killed in the war. So you're talking about a time where people are trying to rebuild, right? And this is trying to get back to some sort of normal, especially in like small town America. So that's what this town is hoping for. They want to get back to some sort of new normal. And what happens as soon as they try to get ready for that? People start turning up dead. It starts with an attack. An attack that
it always does.
Nobody's sure about really what happened here. There's a couple. They're at a little lover's lane. And back, before the internet or, before Netflix and all, you can stay home and watch TV and all this stuff.
Netflix and chill.
Right, and movies at home. And all. Seriously, like people at 46, you listen to your favorite radio show? Like, that's not very
All there was
romantic.
to do was have sex back then, frankly.
You would just go to these places and park. They call, if you watch Back to the Future, like, want to go park? Like, that's what they call it.
I never sat in parked cars with boys.
I love that.
And she's
like
there,
the ultimate. Yeah. Could you imagine if that's where that scene went?
Oh, God. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, my God. She'd have to knock him out or something.
Yeah. Yikes.
But pretty much. And I love that she's like sneaking drinks on the side.
She's
like,
everything. She's every kid.
That's
you
funny.
know?
Yeah.
And then every parent's like, I never sat in
especially
cars.
growing up. And that was the 50s.
I remember you were telling your child, I never
Mid-50s.
sat in cars with boys. And I'm like, liar. But, I'm not going to tell them.
So you got 25-year-old Jimmy Hollis and 19-year-old Mary Jean LeRae.
Ooh, he's going for a little younger.
They're alone, a parked car, at a lover's lane,
Sexy.
having a good time, and all of a sudden a flashlight shines in their face. Right? And if you watch a lot of true crime and you watch a lot of serial killers, they love this. It's like one of their favorite moves is the flashlight in the face.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's like police. They kind of don't know how to react.
That's why they don't know to react.
You can't see them at all.
Yeah, you don't know if they're holding a gun or whatever.
You don't know
Some
what's
people
going
go for their IDs and shit. 'cause they think
Yeah.
it's
You're
cops,
like,
yeah.
oh, what can I do for you, officer? Right? So it's a good little first start, And if this killer is trying to get his career started as a freaking assailant,
killer.
then
Do you know what?
This is a good start.
Absolutely. Do you know what criteria you have to meet to become a serial killer?
Go for it.
No?
You have to knock off, I think, 5?
3?
Okay.
Over 3 or more. But there's one more.
Yeah, I guess
piece
3
of
makes
criteria.
sense. 3
Yeah.
with a matching MO, and then they'll attribute it to a serial killer or something.
And
like
it
that.
has to be with a span over a month. So if I kill 20 people in a library, I'm not a serial
Wait a
killer.
second. No.
I'm a mass murderer.
What if you kill 20 people over 20 years?
I'm a serial killer.
Okay, good. Okay.
If you do it, even if I killed
Okay, so
3
a
people,
month or more.
Yeah.
Okay, I
If
thought
I
you meant
kill-
it had to be a cluster of a month, or otherwise it doesn't count.
No. Over the span.
Could you
of, yeah.
imagine? I'm not so good. I killed one a year.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Not even a serial
I'm just
killer,
like
dude.
a fly-by-night killer.
Yeah. So you are a killer. Prove it.
So look,
Give me a confession.
random acts of murder like this are extremely hard to investigate as it is. So
With no motive, yeah.
right, that's crazy. So imagine, again, we don't know anything about this. There's a flashlight in the face. The guy's, at first, he doesn't see the gun, and he says, get out of the car. They get out of the car, and they see this guy's wearing a pillowcase with just holes cut out and a rope tied around his
As soon
neck.
as he got out of the car and saw that,
Right?
he's like, oops.
Yeah, like that would be, but you would almost be like, wait, someone's got to be messing around with me. There's no way this is really happening, right? And he's got a gun on him. And that's what happens. The guy says, okay, he goes, take your pants off, whatever. He's like, guys, it's not you. I'm not the guy you're looking for. It's obviously a prank. Like he really thinks it's like nonsense.
Yeah.
Take your pants off? What is that? Like that's
Yeah.
weird, right?
Show me your willy.
Right? It's like some fraternity shit.
Yeah.
So the guy probably, he's a young man. So he's probably thinking, okay, you got the wrong car. Shelly and Nyson, whatever. Jeremy were down the street. That's probably who you're looking for.
Yeah.
He's rushing.
Yeah.
No, but the guy's like, I'm serious. Take off your pants. And the guy's like, okay. So he takes his pants. Now he's standing there with like his pants around his ankles. And then he just takes the gun and cracks him over the head with it. It hits him so hard that the girl, Mary Jean, thinks
She
it's
felt
she thinks it's a bullet. No, she thinks she shot him because it was that loud.
Yeah.
That loud of a crack. She thinks it's a
It's
bullet.
funny, you know what? Because I was even define what case I wanted to, look into and
Yeah.
stuff. Not to talk shit about women who are a huge part of our fan base. Beautiful
Right.
women, we've noticed. But also, they never know what gunshots are. I've heard stories. It's
That's funny,
fireworks.
yeah.
I thought it was fireworks.
Yeah.
And then another one. I thought he did shoot him because he hit him so hot.
Yeah.
Don't
He
you
hit
know
him so
gunshots
hard it
somewhere?
sounded like gunpowder igniting right next to your head.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
You thought that was a gun.
Yeah, you have no idea what guns
Wow.
are. Yeah, no, there's a bunch
Whoa.
of them where I've come across stories where women are like, I didn't know what was going on. I thought somebody just dropped something on the hardwood floor.
This is 46.
This is a gunshot, man.
Yeah, so I guess, women were, they were like in the factories during World War II. They weren't on the front lines. It was a
dare
different
you.
time. So maybe, and the boys would grow up hunting, the men, and the women didn't. So it's that time period kind of. So I could see if it happened like closer to this time period.
The case I'm referring to happened
then that's wacky because
days
everyone's seen every movie and the gunshots are pretty, in the movies now.
Depends on the movie.
Pretty on point.
No, they don't show how loud gunshots actually are.
Yeah, that's true. When
They're
you're in
so
the room
loud.
with a gun, yeah. Or even outside.
When have you been in a room with a gun?
Yeah. So
What are you doing?
yeah, shooting range, indoor ranges. That's even worse because the acoustics, like it's yeah. So anyway, she hits him over. He hits him over the head. He hits her over the head, but she's like fine. He's down and out.
He goes.
She just took it. She's
just a thug,
Wonder Woman, basically, and Superman.
Yeah.
So she takes it, or even Thanos and Captain Marvel. I love that moment where he headbutts her and nothing happens.
And he's like, "That actually."
Yeah, like whoa, what are you? How come they? Why didn't you guys tell me about this one?
Yeah.
Which one's this?
Yeah.
I got Hammer guys over there. Stark, I know him.
I know why you didn't tell me about Captain America, which was surprising when he held my hand for a few
strong,
seconds.
Yeah. I mean, I have Power Stone. Didn't matter.
But this Captain
What's this?
Marvel
she can fly
one?
through my ships. Like
She just destroyed everything we have. Yeah.
Ugh.
In one.
I wouldn't have done
swoop.
it this way.
Yeah.
I would have found it. I would have done it. I would
have killed her and then invaded.
Right. This is a bad plan now.
Yeah.
Where's Glaive?
He's saying all of this.
Corvus?
Yeah, boss. Yeah, boss. Sorry, boss.
What about her?
I know. We
forgot about this one?
We were scared to go
No,
after
but she's like one of the first, the 80s. I'm hearing the 80s.
We were scared.
90s?
She's real strong. 90s.
Yeah, 90s. That's right.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
she's a
Wait,
toughie.
Loki. Where's Loki? Oh, we killed him.
Yeah.
Maybe he could have told us.
Yes,
We
sir.
didn't kill
It
his
was
ass.
completely your fault for
he-
choking Loki.
So he tells the girl after hitting her and she doesn't get knocked out. He's like you better run, just run, get out of here. Yeah, because he's like crazy, right? Like the way she describes it too. He's like a whack job because he does this right. At first, the hitting, and then he goes for the wallet. There's no money in it, and he hits her, and then he's like, okay, just get out of here, run. And then she starts running, and then she looks, and he's running after her. It's like, oh, well, then why'd you tell me to run?
Yeah.
Catches up with her, throws her on the ground, and he's like, why did you run? She's like, because you told me to run. He goes, no, I didn't. Like, it's like scary, nutty shit, right?
No, I didn't. I did. See?
Yeah.
Billy did.
He takes off the hood, the mask, and it talks.
I did.
He's basically Green Goblin.
Yeah, right.
You thought you could get rid of me. And she just sneaks off in the nonsense. But that's really what happens. So she ends up getting up and running away. And
She recognizes him as Norman. And
Yeah,
he says,
it's Green
Norman's
Goblin.
on sabbatical.
So the best, still the best. When
this
he's
is the best.
hitting him and he just starts looking at him and starts laughing.
Yeah.
Come on, the best
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
far
villain there
No
ever
Way Home,
was.
yeah.
He just kills it. That's the, and yeah, 5
Dude,
villains in
we
that
get to see him fighting. We get to see him fighting Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
That's what's
Which is
cool.
so-
And the way that, what's his name? Toby saves him from killing him at the end.
Yeah.
He's like, gives him that look. Killer movie. Anyway, back to the Texarkana Phantom. So this guy wears a pillow sheet with slits and a rope tied around his neck. So it's the scariest thing you've ever seen. I have a picture of that. This is what they said he looked like. Let's pull that up. For some reason, these pictures look out of order. There he is.
fun.
Yeah, this is the guy. So this guy rolls up on you in the middle of the night with a gun and a flashlight. It's probably the scariest thing that could ever happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you know the movie that was made about this, throw it in the chat if you already got that. So at this point, headlights turn around the corner. Mary Jean is saved by the headlights because now the killer gets scared, or the would-be killer, and runs off. She's alive. Jimmy wakes up. He's alive.
Oh, everyone's alive.
He runs off and
guy
he waves down
sucks.
another car and so this might be this guy's first attempt at doing something like this. We don't know if he's a resident of Texarkana. He just happens to start killing here.
I would never
and that's
kill where I
important.
live. I would never.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Especially a small town like this. Like everybody's gonna know you're the guy. You're the weirdo that talks to your
The
mask.
sheriff literally knew where everyone was that night except Bill.
Exactly.
So it
yeah,
was
yeah.
Bill.
Yeah. Old man Stint said he saw you walking. Yeah, the whole thing is
Yeah.
So this is a picture of Jimmy. I don't have a picture of Mary Jean, but I got a picture of Jimmy up here. So they get to
I
the,
need to see both, dude. No.
she was, a kid, and I get why they probably. I found a couple pictures claiming to be her, but they were different, so I didn't include her. But here's Jimmy that survived. He getting hit over the head so hard, the girl thought
Looks
it was
like
a gunshot.
a human man.
Both victims, do survive this. As Chase says in the chat, some killer, both victims still alive. Right.
Yeah.
This might be his first attempt. He's trying to figure this out.
Is he a killer?
He doesn't shoot them. He hits them.
Oh, right.
He's trying to get the pants off of this guy and run, and he wants to do the chase thing.
What was the pants thing for, I wonder?
Right? Weird, kind of. But that's not the first time. That's not going to be the last time he does that.
Do the helicopter.
Yeah. Emasculating the guy and then really like scaring and trying to hurt the girl. It seems to be the pattern that unfolds with this guy. So these two make it. And then they say, he goes, Jimmy's like, oh, it was a Caucasian guy about 6 feet tall, wearing a bag over his head, gives the whole description.
And she says, it was a 3 foot tall black male.
Right. She goes, no, she says 6 foot tall African-American guy.
Oh, fuck.
So now the cops are like, oh, okay, they're probably covering for someone else that they know. They don't want him to get in trouble, but they know who did this. It was like, maybe some like feud going on. So they ignore it and just say, this is an isolated incident, nothing to worry about, right? That sucks. So this investigation was pretty much doomed from the beginning. So this is still 46.
This killer seems to be doomed from
This
the
was February 46 was this first attempt. So March rolls around. And then we find at a parked lover's lane, there's a guy slumped over in his car, and they go over. They think he's like asleep, and they go to wake him up, and they realize he's covered in blood. And in the back seat is a girl, and she's dead, and he's dead. So they report it to the police. Now the police are like, uh-oh, another random couple attacked at a lover's lane. They're both this time were shot with a .32 caliber pistol.
Okay.
Right. There was a storm that night that washed away almost all evidence. But they could tell that there was a big pool of blood on the floor near the car, that they were killed outside the car and then positioned.
What
in
year
the
was
car.
this?
46.
Yeah, so evidence being if the killer didn't like
fingerprint.
draw a picture of himself there at the crime.
Yeah. Or send a note.
Yeah.
Or call in and take credit.
Yeah.
But everything's washed away. They did have fingerprints.
Wilson Fisk, and I just killed 2 people
Wilson
in Lover's
Fisk.
Lane. Yeah, I don't know why. I
Yeah.
picked fucking.
Nice.
What's his name?
It's a good reference.
Big guy.
Yeah. The big guy is what they call him in Hawkeye. Come on, man.
Bro.
How do we not
He's a
remember
Kingpin.
Kingpin, there he is. Yeah. With the stupid cane. He's going to be so good in
He's
this
the
upcoming
shit.
Daredevil.
Dude, why is Vincent D'Onofrio like the best actor?
Because
Period.
he talks like that.
You're right about one time.
Yeah, that one
Dude,
movie.
he's the best.
He's
No, in
good.
everything. What about in
The military movie? Is that where you were going?
Well, I was gonna say,
Full Metal
think of
Jacket.
him in the difference between the breakup,
Yeah.
where he's like the neurotic brother. No, we have to put the money.
Oh no,
towards
yeah,
the
he was
books.
the detective that was like extremely. What did he had like a psych degree in Law and Order?
CSI.
That was Law and Order.
Yeah, but CI, criminal intent or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
Criminal Intent. Yeah. Before it was Jeff Goldblum, I think followed him up.
He had just the
He's a
godliest
great-
roles.
Exactly. Yeah, the greatest.
Yeah.
All the best actors. Yeah.
But
for sure.
no, yeah, he's so good. Now think of him, versus I was gonna say Full Metal Jacket, where he's Private Pop.
Yeah, and he's a great actor. But dude,
He's
just
so
as
good.
Kingpin is perfect for him. I think that was like a fan cast, wasn't it? Wasn't people
I don't
calling
think
for
so,
him to be?
no.
I remember
didn't
people
even
wanted
put-
him to be.
I didn't even put that in my head. I
No,
didn't
they
even think how
asked him
genius that
before.
would
I
have been.
remember people asked him, "Would you want to ever play Kingpin?" I swear that was a thing up until Daredevil, and then he was actually cast as Kingpin.
Sir, we heard many rumors, one of which being you were cast as Kingpin for Daredevil.
You're right about one thing.
I could probably do it.
A dear friend of mine
have
came
to
in here
think
with a cat.
Like I'm doing like the soft,
I
like
know, I'm
whisper
doing the Men
version.
in
You're
Black
doing
character,
the
yeah.
raspy tone
Well, you're right
version
about
of
one
him.
thing.
Yeah.
Dear friend of mine came in here.
It's more this in Daredevil.
The best is in Men in Black when he comes in and after it's
Yeah,
the
and he's,
cockroach
like,
in his
walking all
body, yeah.
sideways
and
and-
the wife's like, I forget his name. Let's call him Gary. She's
No,
like,
it was come on, you can remember the name.
I can't.
Ed, right?
Let's say Ed.
Edgar
Edgar,
suit.
yes,
Edgar
Edgar.
suit, because that's what she calls it.
Edgar.
It was like he was
Your
wearing an
skin is
Edgar
hanging-
suit.
Your skin is hanging off your bones. And me and my sister always make fun of that.
That's so
Edgar,
silly.
Your skin is hanging off your bones.
So
It's
the
good.
Edgar suit, yeah.
Yeah. It looked like, he was wearing an Edgar suit.
I'll get back to my planet. Yeah, I'm just going
There's a ship in Queens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could probably make it if I went right now. Anyway, So
He
this
switches his cadence.
This was Richard Griffin and Polly Ann Moore were the two victims in the car. 29-year-old and 17-year-old girl. Big age
What
difference.
is with this? Yeah, these age gaps.
Well, this is that time, right? Where this was like girls were getting married in like 14.
This
and
isn't
stuff.
the fucking 1300s,
It's the
bro.
40s.
What are you talking about?
It's the 40s. And
this isn't Romeo and Juliet.
they were
bro.
at a lover's lane and killed. And now they know that there's a pattern here. So police are like, okay, we got to take this seriously. This might be, and it meets your
So the guy
criteria.
who didn't kill anyone
Yep.
and just said, "Hey, take off your pants," and was weird.
Yeah. This guy's pants were down too. Same
Okay,
MO.
okay, you may left that out. All
Yep.
right. So now that there is some connection then. Because I'm gonna say the guy who
Well,
didn't kill anybody.
Random two kids at a lover's lane in
Don't
their
get
car.
killed.
Guy had a gun. They
Yeah,
didn't use
and
it
then
on
two
them.
guys who were then a couple who was just straight murked. So yeah, maybe that was his first go, and he's just like,
That's what I'm thinking.
"Fuck."
Yeah, he just kind of was.
And the
feeling
second
it
time he's
out.
like, okay,
Just shoot
Bob,
him this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't fuck around. No playing
he's talking
games.
to the hood.
Boom, boom. Yeah, you take him out, then you rearrange your corpse, whatever. Pull
That's
out
what's
their
weird.
intestines,
So he
whatever
made
you
him
wanna
get out
do.
of the car like he did the first time. Made the guy take his pants down, but then he like puts them back and arranges them in the car a certain way.
Yeah, that's
like there's
creepy.
something about like killing people in cars or near their cars that's important to this guy, or attacking them when they're in their car. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Just maybe something mental about it.
That's
but
funny.
It's always
Okay.
couples, and the girls were very young. In all of these incidents.
Yeah.
So did he know them, or was he just looking for people alone? So we don't know. Is there a connection there, or is he choosing by random? But there was no connection between the victims, just that they were the same basic idea. There was kids at a lover's lane parked in a car.
Okay.
And these ones
Yeah.
actually got shot. So that's these two. I have pictures of them too. We'll pull them up. So this is
think there's
Richard
some-
and Polly Ann.
There's some weird sense of like survivor's remorse from the first couple. They're like, even though they didn't know the others, they're like, oh, we could have been them,
Not remorse. I think probably more like, oh man, we didn't realize.
Survivor's guilt. What is it called? Survivor's guilt. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
That's what
so.
I
I think they'd be more like, oh man, I'm so glad we got away. Yeah. So Polly Ann Moore and Richard, look at him.
Look at him. Take a
at
good
these
fucking
two.
gander.
Yeah, Richard was just in town. He, Navy guy, but he had not been living there during the time. He was just in town for a short period, and
That's always how it
Got
goes,
him.
dude. It's like when you're in bed and you're like, all right, cool. And somebody calls you, hey, man, can you, my car just broke down. Will you come pick me up? That's when you get in a car accident. That's when you get shot or something. It's always when you're doing something. Why did I even have to go do this?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
never just living your, there's D-Live. What's up? Better late than never.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
you miss so much funny shit, bro. You miss so much good stuff.
yeah, dude, slacking.
Yeah.
Go
we
back,
did.
rewind.
Bro,
later though.
All I'm going to say is Edgar's suit. Okay? Enjoy. But go on.
Anyway, so now they're afraid that there's an actual.
He's like, no, I was there for that.
If they would have killed,
Wasn't
yeah, if they would have killed the first two, he'd be a serial, right? If he would have actually gone through it and not been distracted.
Over 30 days apart or within
It was
a
within-
31
So
plus
the first
day
one was
span?
February and it's March. So yeah, within about a month period. So it's
Okay,
only a few
so-
weeks later.
So we got a serial killer.
So now they're worried. Yeah, this guy's
What is it, over 30 days apart?
so
talking to you,
weird. I hate
sweetheart.
when Siri does that.
Dude,
she
Siri
does that
needs
to
to
me
learn
all
her
the time.
fucking place. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, she's always listening. She's
Yeah.
always listening. Write
Yeah.
that down, guys.
Yeah.
She's always listening.
Because she can't not, she has to always be listening. If she,
Yeah.
if I say, hey Siri, she's like, oh, I'm not turned on. I know, bitch.
Yeah, no.
She didn't.
Everybody hit all their devices. Oh, that's funny for the people out
Hey,
there.
Siri.
Hopefully it works. Damn it.
Look up murder. Let's see if it works on anybody's.
Yeah, throw it in the chat if that worked. And
Hey,
annoyed
Alexa.
you.
Killing of another human.
Hey, Alexa, play country music.
Why? We got a show going here. Why do we want to do that? Why? You know
fuck
who does that?
with
Jimmy Kimmel
people.
does that, actually. He'll ask it to place orders. He'll be like, buy 4 kayaks and stuff
All right,
like that.
I'll never do it again. If
Yeah,
Jimmy Kimmel does it, then I'm
Kimmel's
never
already
going to do it
done
again.
it, bro. This is old. This
Yeah.
is an old
If I'm
bit.
copying Jimmy Kimmel, then I'm at the fucking bottom of the bag.
So law enforcement's like, we need to stop this. We can't let this guy just roam around killing kids,
Why
right?
not?
So they call in the famous Texas Rangers, and they get this guy Manuel Gonzalez. They call him the Lone Wolf. He's actually like a famous Texas
Dude,
Ranger.
what is this guy?
Thank you, right? Look, I got a picture of him because we have to highlight the Lone Wolf Gonzalez over here.
The
So show
Lone
that
Wolf
picture.
Gonzalez is an. Oh no, this is real, dude.
This is real.
This is my
And he
hero. I don't
comes
even-
into town.
Oh, yeah.
There he is. And he says, I'm not leaving until I catch him. And I will catch him. Like that kind of thing.
He slipped on a banana peel and died that evening.
He loved, yeah. He loved like talking to the press, and he loved that he was like a famous ranger. But he never did any work during this entire case. He just stayed in the office and then would take credit for everybody else. It's like work.
Oh, what
and
a
tell the press.
Prick.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that's what like higher ups often do. You know what's crazy is I saw a case because I've been watching all this true crime shit.
Right.
I saw a case where this guy wouldn't talk, wouldn't confess, and then Texas Ranger came in. He spilled the beans entirely. He's like, I just respect you and I know like who you guys are.
on.
Spilled the fucking beans, dude.
That's so silly.
Just because the guy's a Texas Ranger.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's
but
dumb.
also I think it's more
He's
the guy
like, Walker,
sort of knew he
Texas
was
Ranger
fucked.
is my favorite show.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
like
it
a
was
huge
it
fan.
was actually what's his name that came and saw him.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, what is his name? With all the legends about it.
Yeah.
How come we can't think of
When he
names
do-
today?
I don't know,
Chuck
bro.
Norris.
Chuck Norris.
The best.
When he does a push up, the world moves. Yeah,
Whenever you need me, Chuck, I'll be there.
be there. Yeah, Chuck Norris, dude.
That's
it was
the
actually
best
him.
movie.
But no, so yeah, I think the guy was just like ready to confess
What is,
anyway.
is that the second one of those Expendables movies where they're like
Second.
pinned down
Yeah.
and then someone snipes everybody to death?
No, that's the first.
And then he comes out and plays like the whistling, like the yeah. It's like, hey there, glad I could help.
Yeah.
See you around, guys.
God damn it,
That's
we
it.
haven't seen you in
Yeah.
decades.
Why are you
soldier.
even here,
Yeah.
Chuck? That's you. It's really Chuck.
But Chuck
Norris.
doesn't have that voice. He like talks like just like a normal guy, sort of. Dude.
Yeah, he
Oh, I
talks
just
like
saw
a
you guys look like you were in a bit of trouble. So
No, he has.
Alright,
He
get
does a
together.
thing. He's got a thing.
later there. Yeah, that's the first Expendables.
Yeah, is it the first? Okay.
Yeah, because I remember Terry Crews had the gun and then he ran out of ammo, so he just was pumping his pecs to try and kill his enemies.
That'd be so stupid.
Dude, why wouldn't that movie?
Bullets
do that?
bounce off.
Yeah,
him.
ding, 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 ding.
I love the
And they bounce
six
back to the
shooter
people?
that he uses like for like
Stallone?
the finishing.
Yeah.
That's like his finishing move. Like if
Yeah,
he was a
Steve
video
Austin
game.
was in the first one. Yeah, dude, the first one's dope.
Dude, it's really
But
good. What's his
but-
name? Always talking about not getting paid enough money. Do you think that's like a meta joke that like the little karate guy, Jet Li, the whole time, through the whole movie, he's talking about how he gets paid less than everybody else on the cast.
Oh, there's something there.
I think so, yeah. And I
Yeah.
thought it was like a meta joke about the cast
Yeah.
in real life was getting paid because he was kind of not in the spotlight for a while.
Yeah,
So,
Jet Li's
yeah.
the shit though.
But he's like,
Seen the
maybe
movie
you pay
The
me more
One?
money.
Have you seen Romeo Must Die? Some of the greatest movies of all time, in my
They're
opinion.
pretty good. I mean, they were promoted well.
Yeah.
We
Well, dude,
all
Jet Li's the shit.
Remember COD?
What?
KOD? COD? You don't remember that?
What's COD?
It was one of his movies. It stood for the movie's title, but they would just use the initials. So before the guy,
What did it stand for?
Kiss of Death, I think.
Oh no, Kiss of
Kiss
the
the
Dragon.
Dragon. That's what it was. Yeah.
That movie was the tits.
So they would do the whole thing, and then it was just a KOD, and when they would always do like the old previews, and at the
Yeah.
end they would say the title. They'd show the KOD, and you're expecting him to go God.
Yeah, that's
but it's
great.
not. Kiss of the Dragon.
That movie's great, and the Kiss
Mm-hmm.
the Dragon is when he just puts a little toothpick in your neck. and you freeze
Yeah,
up.
that was cool. Yeah, because he knew all the acupuncture.
No, what was cool was the two fucking guys he fought. They were like twins, or they were like brothers, and they like dressed the same. One's tall as fuck, and one's short as fuck. And
What?
they're both
They're
like great
twins?
karate guys. Well, they're like brothers or something, but
Okay.
they dress the same.
That's weird.
And they're both like crazy karate dudes. You don't remember this?
No.
Dude, Kiss of the Dragon.
I just remember that he
the
knew
greatest
acupuncture, and that's how he would like paralyze people.
Who's the bad guy in Expendables 2? I don't know why I'm saying
It's a
this. Which one's Mel
wrestler.
Gibson? Which one's Jean-Claude Van
Mel
Damme?
Gibson's 3, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is 4.
No, he's a guy I never saw 4. Jean-Claude Van Damme's earlier.
No,
he's like,
he was like the most late.
who's the first
he was
one?
The
The
latest
first
villain.
one was that stupid. That was the Mexican
it was
dude,
like,
right?
Yeah, it was a small.
It was the guy-
island. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
maybe I'm
The guy
thinking
with the beard, the really attractive Spanish guy, and he was like a
Antonio
colonel.
Banderas.
No, he
Oh,
doesn't
that
show
would've
up
been
until
great.
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he a bad guy or a good guy?
Yeah, and that's also when Wesley Snipes shows up.
Wesley's
Dude,
the shit.
So many good
Oh yeah,
things.
4 is
And remember he
fucking
was
great.
in jail. They break him out of jail. He's like, "What were you in there for?" He goes, "Tax
Text,
evasion."
yeah, truth, brother. Dude, so good. Who's the bad guy in that one? That's
Mel Gibson.
Mel,
Yeah.
yeah. What's the fucking Jean-Claude is the first one?
He is no Jean-Claude's the very last one. It was 4. He's the most recent villain. I'm telling you.
They're coming up with a new
and
one.
that's when
I believe you.
Banderas comes in. Yeah, it's really good.
So who's 2?
Yeah, good question.
Jean-Claude, Mel Gibson.
It's like a wrestler or somebody, I think. It's somebody good.
Jean-Claude was great
Yeah, he's a really
as a
good
bad guy.
Yeah.
Because he could go
kills
toe-to-toe
one of
with all
their
those
guys.
motherfuckers. He's a real motherfucker.
Doesn't he kill like somebody like one of those big actors' brothers or somebody or Josh Hartnett or somebody right in the beginning?
No,
It's what's his
he,
Thor's brother. Right in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, he fucking kicks
Knives
the
him,
knife
yeah.
into his chest.
Yeah, that's the most recent
4,
one.
bro?
Yeah, that's 4. That's
Wow,
like
those movies came out forever ago then.
Yeah, it's their old. The new one. I have to watch these. I love this.
Dude.
This whole thing.
Great concept.
Can't help
You got
but love it.
Statham as Lee Christmas. What a great fucking
Dude,
movie.
I watched The Meg for the first time recently,
I'm
and through the
sorry.
whole movie, dude, it's so great.
No, it's not.
I expected it to be so bad. It is so much fun. You got to have fun with it. You can't expect it to be a good movie. You have fun
No.
with what it is.
And we had this argument.
And the whole time I'm like telling Jess, I'm like, just give me 5 minutes, a wetsuit and a decker.
Yeah.
I'll kill it for you.
Yeah,
And
I'll
like by
impregnate
the
her.
end of the movie, he's in a wetsuit with a dagger fighting a giant Meg. And I'm like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Like I knew they would
this
have
is
him.
what we play for.
Yeah, this is him, his character. Like, there's something big down there.
Yeah.
It's something big. And yeah, and he does everything I thought he would say. He said throughout the movie at some point. It was genius. I love that movie. I didn't know it was good.
thinks it could kill me, then it's got enough thing
Right.
coming.
I thought it was like
Yeah.
Lake Placid, like some total low budget B movie
Oh,
crap.
Lake Placid's so good.
No, this is big budget CGI, like
Yeah, I know.
amazing
Dude,
cast.
they came out with a sequel, so I'm like, I
It's
guess
huge.
some people watched
huge
it.
cast, very funny, very
They,
good.
they never came out
So
with
many,
a sequel for Closer, which is one of my favorite movies.
Right? Yeah,
That'd be the best. Yeah,
That'd be
how
the
would you
dumbest
sequel
thing.
that?
Where did I leave off? So
I'm back.
so the first 2 victims get away. Second 2 victims, he puts bullets in them. They find them dead
Nice.
at a lover's lane.
Nice.
And then in April, right? So we go February,
Oh, he's
March.
going
Now
monthly,
April,
baby.
they find the body of 17-year-old Paul Martin.
Oh, this is the calendar killer.
And he's laying on the side of the street, and they're like, "No!" And it's near close. It's close to
And they're
Lover's
like,
Lane.
"No!"
The cops did. They show up and they go, "Oh,
They're like, no.
they got another one," because it's near a lover's lane, but there's no car, and then there's no girl. So they find out who was he with that night. Oh, Betty Jo Booker, 15 years old.
That's the real name?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So they find out it's a 15-year-old.
Betty Lou, Betty Joe, any of these?
Right. 17 and 15. They're so young. These are kids. She was at she was a what was it, saxophone player. She played a little show that night, and she was on a date with this guy after the show. Nobody's seen her for a couple days. She was with him. So if he's dead, doesn't look good for her. She hasn't been seen in a few days.
Yeah.
They explore the forest near where he was found.
She's
they
the
find
killer
her.
the whole
They
time.
don't find the saxophone. It's not there. She was shot 4 times in the chest. Twice in the chest.
Why would they assume
he
the
was shot
saxophone
4
would be there?
times because she left the saxophone. The car, they find the car nearby. There's no saxophone in the car. There's no saxophone by her body. She just left a concert where she played sax.
So
you're assuming the
she'd
killer
have
took it with. Right. No, she would have it. She never went home.
She would have it. They didn't find it with her, so they assume the killer got it.
exactly.
I get it.
Right. So that's kind of some evidence that they can look for now. At least they have some evidence.
Let's look for
to
a
look
saxophone.
Right. Or a guy trying to sell his saxophone. Maybe. Who knows? But we know that she should have it, and she doesn't. She never came home. They found her dead. 2 shots to the chest. SA'd. The guy 4 shots dead. 1.5 miles apart from each other.
Oh, this one he SA'd? What about the previous one?
Before they could look for that, the coroner embalmed and cleaned the body, so they couldn't actually check to see if he did.
Oh,
Yeah, so
police.
lost evidence.
God, police work was the worst
Dude,
back
from
then.
beginning to end, they can't do anything right. And then you got famous lone wolf ranger here doing nothing, so he's a big waste.
There's literally a killing going on behind him while he's getting interviewed. Well, I will find this killer before.
exactly.
And literally, that's a guy in a scream mask is fucking stabbing.
This
some
dude,
shit.
so there was a guy running around with a bag over his head and a noose tied around his neck, shooting people on lovers' lanes. Why are you going to a lover's lane? Like, you're 15 and 17?
Yeah.
You're invincible, really?
Yeah.
This is where you're going to be killed. You're actually going and doing the exact thing that's getting people killed. So these two,
Hey, babe,
I'm like,
where you want to go?
mind blown.
I guess we can go to the lover's lane. Well, you hear about this
We're in
murders that have been going
Texarkana.
on?
Like, you don't. That's
but,
every horror movie. Yeah.
Fuck it, because
Exactly. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you go?
Yeah.
But they do find the car. They find.
well, let's go there because my mom's home.
Yeah, we could go
let's
like
just go
park in front of the
anywhere
pharmacy.
else,
Like,
yeah.
like
Pull
anywhere.
over, babe,
The
yeah.
the general store.
Yeah.
We'll go to the Texas side so that we don't get in
General
trouble.
store. Let's just go to the fucking diner parking lot.
Yeah, anything but a lover's lane now.
Yeah.
So the police, they're like freaking out. They start posting their own children in cars on lovers lanes and like hiding nearby. That's how desperate they get. They're putting their own kids as like sting operation.
bait.
Yeah, as bait for sting.
What?
Yeah. And then they would even dress up younger looking officers and put them in cars.
It doesn't look real enough. Honey, we're going to have Jim. Jim, come over here. Jim, penetrate her just so it looks more
Start
real.
necking. Well, I was just going to go necking.
Oh, yeah, you went
way too
you went
far.
easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because this is the 46.
Start necking. Would you just make that up?
No, that's what it's called back then.
What,
necking.
hickeys?
No, where you make out. They called it necking.
Oh,
Come
that's
on.
gay.
That's not.
That's
It's
a
what it
dumb
was called.
term.
That's
Necking?
Yeah,
What?
because your hands are on each other's necks and you're kissing.
Is that why it's called that?
Yeah, it's called necking.
No, my hands are on their yits.
No, see, they didn't do that in 46. They didn't go
I
that
did.
far.
I
Not
did.
not at this age in a parked car at Lover's Lane.
Dude, this guy's like 27. What are you
Dude,
talking about?
What the hell? No, this kid was 17. And
No,
the
but
girl
all
was
the
15.
previous, the
The
guys were
previous was a monster.
Yeah, in his own eye.
No,
He
I
deserved
feel
everything.
bad. Yeah. No. I take that back. He's not a monster. It's just
Yeah.
a little. It's a
Speaking
big. It's a
ill of
big
the
age
dead.
difference.
Yeah. He's 26 with a 17-year-old.
It's creepy.
Grabbing on her
it's
neck.
It's creepy to say the least.
It's called necking,
like
babe.
if he didn't get killed, I would have made him a suspect. Like that's how
You would've?
creepy it is. Yeah, if I was a cop back then, I'd be like, what about that one 90-year-old that's dating the 16-year-old?
Yeah.
Where's he? Let's
Yeah.
Let's see what he's been doing.
Yeah, what about
every day.
James, the guy who's necking that 16-year-old all the time?
Something weird about that guy.
Yeah, let's really
Why are
get
we
on him.
okay with this?
Yeah.
It's 1946. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these poor kids, 15 and 17, both murdered.
So actual kids.
Mile and a half away. But check this out. These are the youngest victims. And this is the kid that fought the hardest. They find out that the reason the bodies are so far away after looking at the crime scene and the wounds on both of them.
Yeah,
that
he had skin under
they
his,
asked him
his
to come.
long red nails.
He must have lured them away into the woods to kill them. And this kid fought him to let her get away. She gets like a mile away. And he fights and fights. And finally he gets shot 4 times. He gets put down. Then he has to go chase the girl and find
And
her.
she survives because this guy sacrificed his life for her?
She does not. She gets shot twice
What
in
does
the
she
chest.
she fall over shit?
Right.
Ah!
It's like the Michael Jackson Thriller video where she's running from him. She just keeps falling over things until he catches her.
That's literally what I just
That's
did.
what I'm doing, and it's the same clothing and everything. So picture that scene. That's what happened. Instead of a wolf, it's the guy with a bag. Anyway,
It might be a wolf. He's wearing a bag
so
over his
they're
head.
doing sting operations. They're like, okay, at least we know his MO now. We're gonna catch him this time for sure. We have every lover's lane's being watched. Every car is filled with undercover cops or our own children, and we're hiding with rifles in the on the sides. So the killer's like, oh, okay, well then if you guys are gonna do that, throw these pictures up, by the way, for these last 2 victims. Look at how young these kids are.
No, that's not a young kid.
Nope, that's the lone wolf. Look at this kid.
Oh, look at
That
fucking
kid
Alfred
put
E.
up the
Newman.
biggest fight. Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yep.
No, he's in
Of all-
diapers.
he
Get
was the
fuck
only one
outta
found
here.
without his pants down because he fought. This kid fought.
I don't play that
and
game,
tried to
mister.
save her life.
Come here.
Yeah.
Come here. I don't play that game. You're not going to see my
Yeah,
my
he's also Wonder Woman. He cracked him with the gun and he just looked at him. And
You
said,
couldn't call him
"What?"
Superman or anything. You got
What?
to call him Wonder Woman.
Yeah, 'cause we just
look
Wonder
at him.
Woman.
Well, because look at him.
And look at it. See, this looks weird because she looks 40.
She's in
but
her late 60s, yeah.
She's 15 in that picture. It was crazy.
No, she's not.
Yeah, that's 15-year-old.
No.
This is 46. You're forgetting people look so old back then.
No, this lady is 46.
Right. It could be. But
Because he
she's
looks
15.
You tell me he's fucking what? How old?
17.
I'll tell you he's 13.
Yeah, he
How's
looks
that?
12.
I go the other direction.
Yeah, well,
You
he's the
tell
only
me
one.
she's 17, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, nah.
He's the only one
she's
that
in her
looks
late
extremely
60s.
young. Like that's a
He looks prepubescent, yeah.
right. Yeah. But he's necking. He's out there necking.
He's necking with the
17-year-old.
best of them,
Yeah.
too. It was the rumor.
Right. 17.
Yeah. And a
He was-
hog
got the
like
older
a
lady.
forearm.
He beat the shit out of the bad guy, the Phantom.
Gangster.
Yeah, he almost saved this girl's life. He's like a
Hey,
hero. This
take
kid.
your pants down.
Nope.
Fuck you, mister.
Yeah.
Come on,
Come take
let
them
me
off
at him,
yourself.
let me at him.
Yeah, come on here.
You want these pants off? You come get them
Actually,
yourself.
I want you to take them
Yeah.
off. You
Yeah.
get right over here. And
Yeah.
take 'em. I'll help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
grabs his neck.
that
starts
guy's
necking him.
badass. So good for him.
When
Fighting
I
back.
think of badass, I think of that face.
Yep, there he is. That's the face of badass. It's not Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It's not Mel Gibson.
Yeah, it's not any of the guys we named before. Statham. Yeah, I'll kill the shark. It's this guy. That's the
You want me to take me pants
real
down?
life hero. That would be the biggest mistake the killer ever made.
Yeah.
It's Statham in the car.
Oh, that's cute,
He
isn't
gets
it?
out of the car and he looks down at him. He's like, "Oh, actually, you're a pretty big guy."
For you.
Yeah. What happens if I take your pants off?
It
Will
would be
hurt?
extremely painful. It would be extremely embarrassing.
Fuck you. Yeah, good shit. All right, so now we're setting the stage, right?
Well, the for you is when he says, you're a big guy, and he says, for you.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
the best.
2 people injured, almost killed. 4
That's so
people
dismissive.
dead.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I get what you're saying. I
know,
get the
go
joke.
on. It's
But I
very
got to set the stage again because we're
Reset the
still
stage,
right in the middle of this. So 2 people attacked, almost killed. 4 people dead, and they're all killed in the same way in the same type of places. Cops set up at every lover's lane. Sting set up at every lover's lane. They're ready to go now, right? So what does the killer do? He goes and attacks people at a house. And he says, well, while you're over there doing that.
So he stops going to lovers' lanes.
He says, yeah, well, obviously you know
That's
what I'm
great
up
though.
to.
There's like the police chief's daughter's there getting necked,
All of
and
them,
they're all there waiting like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna get
The
him.
chief's wearing like a dress, and they're all
Yeah.
in the car pretending to
Woo!
like, yeah.
just walking about in lovers' lane. It's fucking Cobra Kai, whatever his name
Right,
is.
exactly.
What's his fucking name? Gonzalez.
Yeah.
It's Texas Gonzalez.
Yeah, Texas
Walker
Lone
Ranger.
Wolf. Yeah.
It's Lone Wolf. Ooh! Sir, is this?
I'm so helpless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spitting the guns. Yeah. So May rolls along, and this is where everyone's watching Lovers Lanes. This guy named Virgil Stark goes home to his wife after a long day of work.
Oh yeah, Tony's father.
Puts on his favorite radio show, sits in his favorite chair. His wife's in the bed in the other room, and she hears a weird banging noise and then a crash, like some glass breaking.
It was Alfred E. Newman necking
She
some
runs
chick.
out. Yeah, he's the king.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it, but in this case, she would be wrong. She came out and she sees her husband standing up and fall over on his chair, bleeding from bullet wounds. She's like, "Oh my god!" So he said,
I
"Ha-ha."
didn't even hear the sound of gunshots because I don't know what
No,
those
just a
sound
crash
like.
noise is all she remembers.
It's always the case. They
But
don't know what
again,
gunshots sound
this
like.
this woman is a badass herself. So she runs to the phone and dials 911. And as she's dialing, she gets shot in the face twice
Is this the
through the
police?
window. She doesn't see the guy standing in the window with the gun because she's just like so focused on her husband. Shoots her in the face twice, knocks pieces of her jaw out, and she gets up. She's not dead. She's not even asleep or knocked out. She
The
gets
killer's like,
yeah, the killer's like, oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be a frightening sight. So he looks over. So she looks over. Now she sees the phantoms in the window. And he comes to the door and starts trying to break the door down. And there's a screen in front of it, and he can't get through it. And she's like crawling. She gets up. Now he goes around to the window and starts trying to break through the window. She sneaks out the door and runs to the neighbor's house. She's running with 2 bullet
Gangster.
wounds to the face. Gets there. That tells the neighbor, "My
Could you
husband's been
imagine-
killed."
oh, coming. You
Yeah.
open the door.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, everything sucks.
I don't need to say anything. Look at me.
But you know what she does say? As soon as he opens the door, this is history. As soon as he opens the door, she goes, "Virgil's been killed," right? And then she drops to the ground. So the guy grabs his shotgun and fires it in the air. The neighbor hears. He runs over with his shotgun because the whole town's on high alert. Every gun was sold out. Every bullet's gone.
Yeah.
Everyone's like scared of this. So they hear the gunshot. They run over. The neighbor comes. They find her. She's still awake. She's just like so out of it.
Yeah.
They throw her in the back of the car. They drive her to the hospital. While she's in the car on the way to the hospital, she actually reaches in her mouth with bullet wounds, pulls out her gold tooth filling, and goes, "Here, you can have this for taking me to the hospital as a reward."
Fuck is this woman?
She's like a bad dude. This is 46. You keep forgetting. People were hard back then. Like people were just harder. They were just tough.
Hold on. There's something that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
That CTB just wrote
Right.
about the who's. Have you heard about the Weepy voice killer?
That's funny.
Do you know about the Weepy voice killer?
No.
Oh my god, dude. All right, is this a good place to stop? Because I just want to say just for a minute.
So she gets to the hospital. That because the MO is so different, the police aren't sure if it's connected, but she
Yeah.
confirms, "No, I saw him. It was the Phantom. He did this." And so now they're like, "We don't know what to expect with this guy."
Yeah.
Still haven't caught him, and now his MO's completely changed. Shooting people through windows, not at lovers' lanes. They're not children. These were grown adults. No connections between anybody. It's just scary. And we can stop there for now.
So the Weepy voice killer.
Yeah.
It's this guy who would kill, and afterward he would call the
The
police.
name is already too much.
Dude, here's why it's the name. He would call the police, and he'd be like, "Oh,
I do know about this guy. Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
I killed it. I can't help it.
Yeah. Someone needs to stop me or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's right.
Hufflepuff does the greatest impression
That's
you've
funny.
ever fucking heard.
It's
of
weird that that's an impression in her arsenal.
it. Yeah, because she's psychotic. But dude, it's so funny. But he is like such a weirdo. Yeah, and I can't help myself.
Psycho. Yeah. I've heard. Yeah, of this.
And then they met him, and he's like, "Hello, how are you guys?" And like,
He's like, I'll kill you, shark, for you.
yeah,
Just give me a dagger and a wetsuit.
I'll get you.
We're not
shot.
giving you anything.
Yeah,
You're
you're
killer.
coming to
Yeah.
jail,
You're
buddy. Yeah,
forever.
You're going to prison.
We want the chair for you, really.
Yeah. We want capital
Are we in a
punishment.
chair stage? We want the chair.
Don't talk.
I'll
just
kill
listen.
you, shark. Yeah,
I
you can give me the
killed
chair.
her.
You can give me all the chairs after I kill the shark for you.
I don't know why I had to do it.
Yeah,
Dude,
I do
so
remember that.
good.
They made a movie about this. This is a movie. I've
Dude,
seen
no,
this.
they didn't.
Yeah,
If they would, it'd be
definitely did.
hilarious.
I think it's like a Lifetime maybe.
Come here, bitch. And he like, dude. So if it's called, well, I was gonna play out. Like he talks like, come here, bitch.
Like he's tough,
and then
yeah.
he calls you. I killed him.
I think he like puts the phone.
I don't know why. Yeah, I had to do it. Yeah. Oh, these guys are fucking
guys,
dumb.
come here, listen to me.
Yeah.
I hate myself.
I can't help it. Isn't that
I
funny?
know I'm gonna do it again if you don't stop me.
Isn't that funny, guys? Hold on, let me continue with this.
This is awful.
can't
This isn't
help
funny. Why'd you call me
myself.
over to hear this? This is awful.
Because this is my life, motherfucker.
Because you're my next victim.
Yeah. I killed again.
You know, just now while I was on the phone with you,
Yeah.
I'm
Why
really
aren't you
losing it.
talking?
I killed the man. I mean,
I killed him. He has the deepest, dopest
Oh
voice.
man,
But no, really.
we're making fun of something really sick.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
How
That's
many
what
did
comedy
How many
is.
did he kill?
I don't care.
Okay, yeah. So,
But seven.
huge
I don't
numbers.
know. Let's say 4.
Okay,
But no, actually,
think-
his voice was actually, "Give me a knife."
give me a. I'll kill you, shark.
Yeah. You got a shark. I'll get you.
No,
shark.
we're landlocked. This is like
Yeah.
Missouri. There's no sharks anywhere. Why do you keep
Give me a
saying that?
knife.
We know you're not
Give
English.
me a wetsuit.
You've never even been to England. This is absurd. Who are you trying to be?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Do you have your work phone?
No.
Oh, that blows.
Why? Are we doing?
Someone wants to call in.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Good times.
Good time.
That's fun. I would have been more prepared.
You didn't see that coming.
No. But I'm happy.
Oh no, I think the Weepy voice killer is actually going to be calling.
That would be so fucking great.
Yeah.
That was it, favorites. Boom. That's it. Just hit it.
No,
Just push the button.
Felicity Hufflepuff.
Oh, what? Oh, I totally misunderstood that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Weepy voice killer is trying to call. So let's see.
Okay, good. Oh my god. Well, he's out killing.
Yeah.
Killing it at the club.
Hello?
Is this the Weepy voice killer?
Don't talk. Just listen. I'm sorry what I did to Colton. I couldn't help it. I don't know why I had to stop her.
Oh my god.
I keep getting drunk every night. I can't believe I did it.
Sorry, who is that? Who's calling? Is this do you have a crime to report?
Don't talk.
Okay.
I can't think of getting locked up. If I get locked up, I'll kill myself.
Okay. Calm down, ma'am.
I'm going to get locked up. I'm not going to kill anybody else.
Why are you killing?
Yeah.
Don't know why I had to do it.
Can you help it?
If you find a girl in a red dress, I killed her too.
All right. Well, I'll make sure we send units out.
Yeah,
right,
we'll
right
keep
away.
an eye out.
Yeah.
Hurry! Hurry!
Jesus. Well, that was. It's crazy. Well, I hope the
Yeah,
police.
celebrity called in. What are the odds? Yeah.
So we triangulated that call, and actually,
That's funny.
we have a location. I can't help myself.
That's pretty great.
I found a girl in a red dress. I did that too.
Yeah, that's genius. Yeah, I swear, there's a movie about this because I've seen all of this. Oh, that's funny. Or I've heard the recordings, maybe, but I know.
You read the recording.
That's got to be what it is. That's so funny.
That's
I have so
great.
throw up this next picture. So after this guy changed his MO and started shooting people through a house, they throw it on the front page of the paper.
There he is.
Yeah, there's the king, and this woman, she survives, but the husband's dead. Survives 2 to the face, man.
The Texarkana Gazette.
Yeah,
Dude, we just had a celebrity call in, man.
that's
The
pretty
Weepy
cool.
Voice Killer.
That's the first time that's happened on the show.
Dude,
It's,
the Weepy Voice Killer called in.
that's pretty funny.
Dead on.
So yeah, everybody's scared. Nobody knows now who they could be. Anybody could be a victim. You don't have to be a kid at a lover's lane. They come to your house and kill you now. So everybody's on edge, and then something strange happens. He never kills again, and they never hear from him again. They never. Nobody with this MO. Nobody gets murdered in the same way. He just vanishes, and that's the Texarkana Phantom. This is a movie that if you could go down, there's a movie that was based on this. Hold on. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Cool. So that's the
Shit.
if you haven't guessed yet, it's The Town That Dreaded Sundown. It's like one of the first slasher films ever made. And it's super scary, and it probably inspired a lot of these movies, or a lot of these killers from like Halloween and Jason and things like that. Guy in a scary
The
mask,
Town That Dreaded Sundown.
cutting up, teenagers.
So he would wait till night to kill.
Every time,
He
yeah.
didn't kill during the day ever.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And that's a scary.
And they never caught him.
outfit. Never caught him. He just stopped after that. After shooting that guy through the window and shooting the woman in the face. After she survives,
Son of a
I'd hang it up
bitch.
too. I'd be like, you know what? I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
I'm just bad at this. I'm just gonna give
Or
up.
maybe he switched up his MO and killed, and we just didn't. we
Maybe
didn't
he
know
was
what went.
never a resident of Texarkana. Maybe he was just having fun with it and went and moved somewhere else and kept doing it. We don't know because no one was ever arrested for it. I have a little clip here that talks about some of the things that happened after this last murder and what the police were some of the leads they were chasing down. So we can watch this. But again, their best suspect for this, they couldn't put it on him really. They couldn't pin him on it, and they really had no evidence. Everything was circumstantial, and he was his most incriminating witness was the things he was saying. But other than that, they had nothing. Even the fingerprints didn't match on the crime scene. So they never found anybody for this. Timestamp on this is 27:30.
Oh, look at that. All right, 27:30.
Yeah, those are the pictures that were in the paper.
In the papers.
Yeah, there you go.
The investigation was entirely fruitless, however.
Yeah.
In fact, several suspects and persons of interest were identified. One of them, a man by the name of H.B. Tennyson, who had the unfortunate nickname of Duty, was a student at the University
Yeah,
of
real
Arkansas
unfortunate.
That's
who
why they
took his own
investigate him.
life by ingesting a cyanide
That's the
pill
only
on
reason.
November
Yeah.
6th, 1946.
I'm sure you want to kill someone. Your nickname Duty.
Right. Everybody was rude to
In
you.
his
Yeah.
suicide-
Yeah. You want to murder.
They
You're
made you take your
homicidal.
pants down in gym class one too
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
Talk to us,
Side
Duty.
note,
We can
Tennyson
help.
confessed to the murder spree.
I
in
didn't do it. I
Texarkana.
swear. I would never kill.
This guy, he kills himself actually, and
he is a murderer.
self-deletes, and leaves a suicide or self-delusion note.
Yeah.
It's hard. You know?
Yeah, it's
you never
tough.
know with this platform.
It's annoying.
He leaves a note, and he confesses to committing all the crimes, but Duty, unfortunately, was never even present in any of the areas where the crimes
Duty.
took place, so they know it's BS. But continue the
I'd
clip.
say, hey, don't call me that.
Yeah, that works. In the 40s, like when people were like legit bullies, like no, it's not gonna work.
Oh, okay, I guess. If you're a
This
bitch.
is the 40s, bro.
I don't care
I'm
what
gonna
time
keep
it is.
saying it. It's just fun.
I know. I don't care what time it is. If somebody came up to me and said, your new nickname's Duty, I'd be like, no, it's not.
Yeah, but then the entire class, which is 20 people that you grow up with your whole life and go
I'd
through every
fuck
grade
'em
with, call you
all
that.
up. I
The
would
teachers call you
fuck
that.
her
The
up.
principal calls you that.
I'd
The
fuck him
counselors
up.
call you that. The guy at the milkshake shop that calls you that.
Oh,
That's
he's gone.
That's what it was back then. Like if you had a nickname, the whole town called you that. You were Duty. Good luck getting rid of that name. That's the 40s, man. That's just the
You know what I
40s
would
and
do?
50s.
I'd put on a mask, I'd tie a rope around my neck,
Right.
and I'd start
You go on a killing
slashing.
spree. That's what they thought, but they couldn't even corroborate any of the stuff that he said he did. He was never in the same state because you could actually be in a different state very easily.
And physically was a reasonable
Borders and
match for the
such.
suspect given the information investigators had. However, further
Look at this guy.
examination
That'd be
into
so
his
scary.
whereabouts during the murders
I'm here for
revealed
you.
that he could not have been the killer and was likely giving a false deathbed confession,
like the
as
Phantom
we've
from
seen happen
Batman
in other
right there. The
cases
mouth.
covered on this
The Scarecrow?
No, the Phantom from Batman.
Oh, the Phantasm.
Yeah,
the
there you
mask
go.
of the Phantasm.
There you go.
Channel.
Right? The mouth?
Yeah, a little
Another
bit.
lead was a man in Corpus Christi, Texas,
'Cause he
who
had a
walked into a
saxophone.
music store and attempted to sell the clerk a used alto saxophone.
Oh.
When the store clerk
Remember,
told
one
the
was
man
missing
she would
from a
need
crime
to
scene.
speak with her manager
Betty
before
Lou,
agreeing to
whatever.
any such purchase, it caused him to become very nervous and flee the store just
that
when
must
the
mean he's a
manager
killer.
was summoned. This made the store owner contact police, and 2 days later, the man was arrested at a hotel after purchasing a .45 caliber pistol from a local pawn shop. In his possession, officers found a bag of bloody clothing, which he claimed was
good
Yeah.
for
in
you.
his head during
Yikes.
a bar fight.
Huh?
The clerk at the music store
Okay.
also identified him as the man who had attempted to sell the saxophone to her.
So was it
What's
him?
this
No
picture,
instrument
though?
was found in
That's why they never caught anybody. It's because they were posing.
They
for
were
pictures.
too busy, yeah.
Yeah, look at
Hey,
there's
let me tell you
there's,
the
Lone
story.
Wolf sitting
Yeah.
up on the left.
Yeah.
This is it. This is what they did all day.
And this is just...
and their kids were out there trying to catch him.
yeah, the kids are out there.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
are parents still around?
Yeah.
No, I think they're going to go take the class
awful
photo.
quiet.
Why is it a class photo? They're grown-ass adults. and
Yeah,
fucking-
exactly.
No, well, I remember my dad saying he was going to lean back and sort of sit like this.
Yeah, and start necking.
Yeah, before they all started necking. So it's real problematic.
his possession or in his hotel room. Police interrogated the man over the course
30 kids died that night.
Hey,
all
right,
killed
yeah.
in Lover's
Too
Lane,
busy-
unprotected.
Too
of
busy
the next
posing.
several days, during
But they
which
couldn't
he
pin it on him
adamantly
either.
Denied
All of his alibis held up. He wasn't in any. He had an alibi for every murder, so it couldn't have been this guy.
Deb, what up?
What's weird is they show the saxophone shows up at the crime scene after this. So they already searched this area very thoroughly. So they believe that somebody put the saxophone back after this took place.
Oh, that's
But if he didn't do
knucking
it,
futz.
why would he put the saxophone back at the crime scene? And why was he acting so incriminating? But he had alibis for everything that checked out.
Yeah.
So it's very strange.
Some people just don't know how to act under pressure.
I better
Especially
put this at the crime
Somebody
scene?
were if I came up to you and I said,
That's crazy.
your new nickname's Duty, ha 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 ha, you'd be like, no, fuck you. But this guy's apparently like, okay, I'm Duty.
This is
now.
this is someone else.
Oh,
Dude, he's
damn it.
gone. Remember, he self-deleted.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is another suspect.
But let's call him Duty.
The
also.
last guy that they
And give
bring
him the same
in,
backstory.
this guy named Yule, interesting name. His wife gets caught up for car theft. They noticed that there was like these car thefts going on around these same areas as
Yeah.
the murders.
And you'll never guess what would happen.
Ah. And so they pick up his wife, and she's like, "Oh, he's selling in Atlanta,
Saxophone.
Texas. He's selling a stolen car right now. He's like a known forger and car thief." So they pick him up, and he's like, "Don't shoot me!" And they're like, "We're just arresting you for car theft. We're not going to shoot you." And he goes, "We both."
I didn't kill those kids.
No, he goes, we both know you're here for a lot more than car theft." And then they're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So then they bring him in.
We sure are.
Right? Because they are.
Why do you think though?
Even how they caught him was pretty brilliant. I'll give the cops this. This was a good little scheme they played.
when they weren't posing up a storm,
Right.
what were they doing?
One cop was smart. So they go down there and they ask the guy who was going to buy the stolen car. He reported it and said, "I knew it was stolen. I didn't buy it."
Sure.
And they go, "Can you tell us what the guy looked like?" He goes, "Honestly, I wasn't paying attention." And he's like, "Okay,
But he talked like this.
I want you to walk around town with me. And we're going to look to see if anybody acts suspicious seeing you with me, a cop with a uniform." And so the guy that tried to sell you the car might get nervous and try to run.
Yeah,
A
okay.
few
'cause
days into
that would only work in a small
in the
little
40s.
fucking town
yeah.
in the 40s.
That's it. It did not work today.
Yeah.
So they get to the
You
bus
walk around,
station.
you'll never see this
Yeah, ever again.
Ever
He's
again.
gone. Yeah. He sold that car in Atlanta,
And
Georgia.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's over. But yeah, so they go to the bus station a couple days in, and they walk in together, and this guy Yule runs off, and it is him. That's the guy, and he acts suspicious, and they catch him out back. He
You'll
says-
get caught.
He says, "Don't shoot." They bring him back to Texarkana, and they start interrogating him, and he's like, am I going to get the chair? And they're like, we picked you up for car theft. He goes, no, I know you guys know that I did more than that. And he goes, tell me what I'm really facing here. And he starts incriminating himself on some big crimes. But
what is it for the 3 women, or is it for the 2 guys, or is it for all of it?
He doesn't say anything that specific. And then when he realizes that they have nothing, and his wife finally stopped talking. She was like yapping up a storm, getting him into all kinds of trouble.
Yeah.
She finally was like, I don't want to incriminate myself too much. So she starts changing the facts of all these things that they did, and they could tell that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Then she just shuts up. Then he realizes they have nothing on him for the murders, and so he shuts up. And now they have nothing.
Guys, best advice: innocent or guilty.
Yeah, right.
Just get your lawyer. Never speak. Never talk.
They're
never
not
talk,
trying to
never
help you.
talk.
Yeah.
They're never trying to help you.
Yeah, they just
they
want
are
somebody.
never trying to help you. You know how many false confessions there are?
Oh my gosh.
Do not speak.
Yeah.
Say, I want my lawyer. Am I being detained? If they say yes, what am I being charged with? And they tell you what crime. Say, okay, I would like my lawyer. I'm not speaking to you. Well, just tell me. We just want to know. We want to help you because we'll let you out of here right now. If
Can you
just
hear me in the bag?
Yeah. Hey, can you hear me in the back?
Lawyer.
Just say lawyer. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna have you.
I'm gonna have your
job,
job, asshole. So fucking good. The
Oh,
Usual
we got to talk
Suspects.
about that movie on here soon.
Oh yeah, we got
Because just given the theme of some of these episodes.
it. Best, yeah.
So this guy, the only incriminating evidence
And
they
we've
had,
mentioned it so many times. on the show.
was that he kept saying shit like, "I'm not gonna get the chair," and like he was incriminating himself, but never specifically as to what
it's
he
Carth. It's Grand Theft Auto. Why would you get the chair?
did. Tell us why you think they obviously weren't very good at interrogating.
They were horrible.
and they eventually had to let these guys.
If this
go.
guy said, "Am I going to get the chair?" I'd be like, "It's very possible with what you've done."
Yeah.
I mean,
Why don't you get it off your chest?
Yeah.
It's going to feel better. I can tell it's eating you up.
what I would say as a cop, I'd be like, I can guarantee you this: the more you cooperate and the more you tell us, the less chance that there is of giving you the chair.
But everyone here wants you to get the chair.
Yeah, I know.
We were all talking about
Gonzalez.
posing for a picture outside. All of us said,
Yeah.
chair
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Instead of cheese, we said chair him.
Yeah, it's
and
fine.
I know Gonzalez really is after you.
Oh, I don't want to let him in here. You don't know what he'll do to you.
Lone Wolf Gonzalez will tear you to pieces.
You know what he was known for, Lone Wolf Gonzalez? He was known for getting into
Planting
brawls.
evidence on black people or something horrible.
Yeah, I'm sure. He was known for getting into brawls with the suspects before he'd hook them up. So he would beat the shit out of people before he would arrest them.
Dope.
They loved him.
As long as it's before
It's the
he arrests
40s,
them.
man. They loved him back
It's
then.
a wild fucking west, apparently.
That's exciting.
But as long as it's before, if it's after you put cuffs on someone, then beat the shit out of them, that sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. That's dirty.
That's crazy. All right, so the town that dreaded sundown. We got the Texarkana Killer.
Never caught him. Where did he go? What did he do next? Did he get
Nobody
arrested?
knows.
Did he die? Did he just go somewhere else and continue his spree of crime? We don't know.
Spry of cream.
Yeah, we know that they just couldn't find any. This guy Ewell, how they eventually had to let him go is his fingerprints didn't match one of the crime scenes where the fingerprints were left behind. So they didn't have a match. Interesting, right? So this guy didn't do it. Who did it then?
Yeah.
Where'd he go? Like a phantom. He was gone.
Just gone. Yeah, just like that. He was gone. Have you heard of the Axeman of Louisiana? We talked about him a little bit on the previous episode.
Yeah.
The guy who was telling everybody in the town they have to jazz. And you said there was American Horror Story that has that
they
whole
did
fucking
such a
plot
good
line.
job with it, with the best actor ever for something like that.
Yeah,
and he would
Danny
have
Houston.
a saxophone case and then like his axe is underneath it or something. It was pretty cool.
Dope. Yeah, I watched clips. I saw him kill like a whole boardroom full of like executives or something.
Yeah, he's like crazy in it.
Yeah.
American Horror Story is so good. It's back. There's a new season right now.
Delicate or something. Delicate. American Horror Story Delicate.
Okay.
I'm right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm right.
I believe you.
I'm right.
It's a weird title.
Yeah, it is. But
Still, the all-time best is the saga, the anthology one, Horror Stories, and they do the one with the woods, the missing 411 type one, with the wild men.
they do a missing 411 type?
Yes, the best episode ever. And the ranger is that he does the Australian thing. It's like that night I knew I could never leave. Like you watched that episode.
Night,
yeah, it was so
she
good.
was gone. No, I don't know.
I
what
knew
you're
I
talking about.
couldn't
just wanted to do
stay
the
here,
accent.
but after that night,
Who-
I knew I could
who's
never
saying this?
leave. He's in all of them. They use all the same actors.
Yeah. Okay. Who does he play in one of the other ones?
I don't
Help me out
know,
here.
man. I can't remember. That's just my favorite
Is
part
he
he
a
plays.
tall Asian man?
He has brown hair, blue eyes, young looking guy, white guy. I can't remember what other characters he plays, though. He's so good.
In the circus
And he's not
one.
actually Australian.
Is he in the circus one?
I think so, but I don't remember
What does
what
he
he
play?
plays. I don't remember. I don't. Unfortunately. It's just a great
Is he in the
episode.
first season?
The kid goes missing.
Is he in the first season, Death House or whatever?
No, I don't think so. He's a later addition. He's a younger guy. He's young. He would have been.
Is he the one who
super
plays
young.
like in Apocalypse or whatever? He plays like the devil.
Maybe.
Whatever.
Yeah, maybe. I think he is in that one.
Okay, I don't like him at all. Anyway, so
Well, then we're thinking of someone different because he's really good. This kid.
no, yeah, this guy was like effeminate. And,
No. He's playing like an Australian ranger. This guy, and he
That's
sells it. Yeah, he's
yeah.
badass.
Anyway, I don't know.
Who protects the secret of the national parks, that they're all taken over by wild men.
Oh, he knows like what's
Yeah,
going
all
on.
rangers know the
I
secret.
never watched a second of American
Oh,
Horror
it's
Stories.
so freaking good, that episode. All rangers know. And he has like this folder, like they read you in after a certain amount of time and let you know that the national parks are all protected land because inside of them are a bunch of wild men that pretty much eat their cannibals. And it protects people from them. That's why they send the military in to find missing kids sometimes, is because they have to fight off wild men to go find these missing children.
That's wild.
It's cool, dude.
Dude.
The Marines show up when the kid goes missing. They won't tell the parents why they're there. And there's a big shootout. And he tells the parents like years later the story. And he goes, that night, I was with them. I led them there. And he's like got the shotgun. He's leading a bunch of military guys through the park looking for the kid that night that he
Yeah.
goes missing.
Yeah.
And then the wild men attack and start killing all the Marines. And he's like fighting back.
I was the lone
He tells the
survivor.
story. Yeah. That night I knew I could never leave.
I heard the screams of the men I led, whatever.
It's awesome.
But fuck, was I just gonna talk about something very important?
You were going to talk about the Axeman.
Yeah,
Go for
but
it.
there's something else I was gonna mention, and I can't remember. But no, yeah, the Axeman's funny, just because it's so silly. But
Yeah. Just the idea that people can hold a whole town hostage by doing shit like this.
you gotta, yeah, y'all better be jazzing by sundown on Friday.
Yeah. These guys didn't shut down the lovers' lanes in Texarkana somehow, though. Those were hopping every night. He had fresh victims to shoot, even though everyone knew you shouldn't be going there. 15, 17-year-old kids. So dumb. It's like when they're in the car and they're like, the psych ward, somebody escaped from the psych ward with a hook for a hand, and it's right in the lake that you're at. And they're like, oh, let me go investigate a strange noise outside.
Yeah.
After they just heard the news report that there's a hook guy right in your area.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Community did a great episode.
Yeah.
talking about
brilliant.
that. So,
Brilliant
you know what I'm
episode.
talking about?
Oh, yeah. I like the one where they get stuck together and they get superpowers. And then they
Isn't that
put
episode?
his yes, the same, they all have
Yeah.
a different story.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out who's the psycho killer because one
And
of them
they-
tested.
Yeah, they
and then
put
at the
like his
end,
butt on his chest.
You see, they all
the
tested
doctor.
psychotic.
Yeah. No, everybody except one person. Remember, tested normal.
Yeah, and it was
Abed.
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
It was Abed. He was the only normal one there.
yeah.
Yeah, which is great because he's the nuttiest. But so anyway, let's just fucking jump into mine.
Yeah, dude, I want to hear about another scary Unsolved.
So this guy got away with his crimes. You guys ever heard of somebody called the fucking? Relax.
Good
over there.
setup. No, yeah. Go for it. I'll kill you, shark.
Yeah. Give me a wet
Give me a tag.
You guys ever heard of somebody called the fucking Zodiac Killer? Okay.
Boom.
The
Yeah.
Zodiac
Oh, okay, yeah.
tortured the San Fran
Yeah.
in the late 60s, early 70s. Mm-hmm. So
Oh, yeah. Good movie made about that.
great movie made.
Right?
about that.
Great people.
I
in
watched it last night.
Was that
So
post
good.
Iron Man or pre Iron Man?
You know what? It's so funny that I asked that question. I'm like, oh, this was before Iron Man.
I
And I'm
think
like,
so.
no, this was after Iron Man. And I'm pretty sure it is after Iron Man.
Oh, it is.
Well, let's find out.
Was it released?
When did
Iron
the Zodiac come out?
Because I don't think so.
Here's what I found from Wikipedia.
It was a year
Oh,
before.
Yeah.
Fucking A, mate.
Yeah. Which means they probably
Fucking
shot
A.
Iron Man, right? Don't you think?
Oh, it was already shot when this
yeah.
came out?
Because why
Or
would
they
you
were
hire
shooting it.
him
They were
unless he
shooting
was
it.
shooting this big? You know how that works?
Oh, he was still in movies here and there.
Like they'll release movies with guys that you haven't seen in forever, but then they're in this big
there's 10
blockbuster
fucking movies
Yeah,
after,
and you're
yeah.
like, oh, okay, because they found out they hired him for this big thing,
so
so
he's
they're going
been
to put
filming
him in
shit. Like
yeah,
Chris Hemsworth. Like they
Exactly.
filmed 100 movies with him
Yeah.
after he was Thor and shit.
Exactly. Yep.
So anyway-
Kristen Stewart.
Yes. What'd you say, Kristen Stewart? Oh yeah, yeah. Twilight, and then everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they did with her exactly. So guys, it's December 20th, 1968. Two teens are on a first date.
Nice.
Fun, right? They stop by a diner, and then they head to Lake Herman Road, which was a common lover's lane.
Doesn't sound good for them.
The teens are named Betty Lou Jansen
Of course, yeah, no, they're dead.
and David Faraday.
That's the end.
Oh, you're Betty Lou, you done.
Right, yeah, that's too sweet of a name.
What should we name her? Let's name her Betty Lou. You done.
Yeah,
They parked off to the side on the side of the road, and it's like gravel.
yeah.
And soon a car pulled up beside them.
Interesting.
And the guy rolled down his window and said, I need you to exit the vehicle. And they're like, oh shit, I don't want to do that. So the guy gets out, shoots the back left of the car. So they're like, oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, he's serious.
So the chick, Betty Lou Jansen, she starts getting out of the passenger side. Dude comes up to the window of the driver's side, pops David right in the skull, bro. Yeah, takes him out with his 22, just
That's
right in the
it.
skull. Yep, and Betty Lou starts running. He puts his hand out and pop, 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 pop,
Interesting.
shoots her 5 times in the back. They never had a chance.
Yeah, what the
Poor
hell?
sons of bitches.
At a
So
lover's lane.
yep. Then the guy returned to his vehicle and drove off. Later, a woman came, saw the teens there, and called the police. And this phone call and this case, this would start one of the craziest cases in American crime history in
Yeah,
America.
for real. Everybody knows about
That's a
this.
good way to put it.
Yeah.
I wrote it. How did I wrote it? Later, a woman saw the teens and called the police, starting one of the most fascinating, curious serial killer cases in American history. That's better.
Nice.
Nearly half a year later, July 4th, 1969, another couple were going to get fireworks for Independence Day celebrations.
Great.
Because it was July 4th.
Yeah, normal.
As they leave their pull out of the driveway, as soon as they pull out and they start hitting the road, they realize somebody's following them.
Uh-oh.
And they're like, this ain't right. Give me a knife, a wetsuit, and I'll get the bastard. And so they made several twists and turns to try and lose them.
Yeah.
And see if the person was actually following.
How
every
scary.
fucking twist and turn they
Yeah,
made, the guy
that
followed.
sucks.
So then they're like, all right, fuck this. They pulled off into Blue Rock Springs, this park, in this parking.
Yeah,
area of
not
the
like
park.
a well-populated lit area. They went into an empty park.
They went into a parking lot of a fairly pretty empty park. Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid.
I know. But they're like, let's just pull off here and wait for like him to,
Yeah,
take off,
'cause
whatever.
yeah,
He
that's what he's up to.
Yeah. He pulls up right next to them
Yeah.
and then pulls out and leaves.
Oh, that's freaking weird and
And
annoying.
they're like, fuck that, dude. 5 minutes later, comes back, pulls up directly behind them.
why did they
Flashlight in
leave?
hand, comes up, pulls the flashlight out.
Flashlight in hand. Okay.
Kid comes to the boys in the passenger seat this time.
Yeah.
Kid comes to get his driver's license to give to the cop. Shoots him.
No cop.
Not
Yeah.
a cop. It's a fucking.
Yeah.
It's a villain, mate. Shoots the guy. Shoots the girl. Shoots him 5 times. Shoots her 7 times.
Jeez.
Goes, walks back to his car.
He like reloaded.
Yeah, he hears moaning from the guy. So he goes back. Shoots at him 2 more times. Shoots the girl 2 more times.
Jeez.
Yeah, overkill much. And so yeah.
That's a lot of bullets.
The
Dude,
guy-
he had to have
The
reloaded.
last 2 times, yeah, he was jumping. David was moaning there, the kid. And this one's name, I forget. Let's call him David. He was going, Michael.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael's going to jump in the back, and that's when he shoots at him.
Yeah.
A little bit later, these kids that were lighting off fireworks and stuff come driving by, and they see Michael outside of the car. They're bleeding.
What? He was still
he's
alive?
Fucking survived, dude.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't.
He
He
survived.
lived.
He lived. So, yeah, the girl gone.
That makes no sense.
He lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now-
did you know what caliber?
22. Ooh. Yeah. So,
That's a mess.
yeah. So, luckily, yeah, he survived, and then they obviously alerted the police immediately. And then
Yeah.
I want to show you a little video here of a little something. Oops, I
So this is interesting.
Oh yeah,
This
And
guy
it
likes
gets-
killing couples too, sounds like.
It gets quite interesting, quite fast.
Phone.
Vallejo Police Department.
I want to report a double murder.
May I have your
If you
name
go 1
and
mile
where you're
east
This
on
is him calling.
Columbus Parkway, public park, you'll find kids in a brown car. They were shot with a 9mm Luger. I also killed those kids last year.
That's the real recording?
Yep.
Bye.
Did you hear that?
Goodbye.
He then abruptly hung up.
Yeah, isn't that creepy?
That
way he
is
says
super
it?
creepy.
I also killed those kids last
So-
year. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's like
He
some
then abruptly
tense,
hung up,
like
making this the
anger
first
issue
time the
bullshit.
Zodiac-
Oh yeah. So he just took credit for both
Bye.
of these.
Yeah, he wanted them to know, like, dude, you guys aren't catching on. Like, I'm doing
Yeah.
this. Like, I'm
Yeah, it's
trying.
me.
I want you to know I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Like, that's psycho.
It's all me. Yeah. Stay true. That's all me. No help. That's all me.
Contacted the police. Later, on August 1st, 1969, the Zodiac wrote his first 3 infamous letters to the Vallejo Times-Herald, the San Francisco Chronicle, and the San Francisco Examiner. All 3 letters were nearly identical. In crude handwriting, the letter read, "Dear Editor, this is the murder of the 2 teenagers last Christmas at Lake Herman and the girl on the 4th of July near the golf course in
Last Christmas, a late Christmas.
Vallejo. To prove I killed them, I shall state some facts which only I and the police know." He proceeded to state details about the brand of ammo he used, how many shots were
Yeah.
fired, and the victim's clothing. He continued with, "Here is a part of a cipher. The other 2 parts of this cipher are being mailed to the editors of Vallejo Times and San Francisco Examiner. I want you to print the cipher by the afternoon of Friday, 1st of August, 1969. I will go on a kill rampage Friday night. I will cruise around all weekend killing lone people in the night, then move on to kill again, until I end up with a dozen people over the weekend." At the end of the letter was an 8-line series of characters, including Greek symbols, Morse code, weather symbols, alphabet letters, and astrological symbols. Complying with the demands of the Zodiac,
That's a
the Times-Herald and the Chronicle
crazy
both
thing
printed
to
their
do.
parts of
Just
the
create
cipher
your
in
own
their next
code and
editions,
send it.
while the Examiner
Create your own cipher using all these different.
Right. So this
Norse.
has like a military undertone to it. The way that he's killing, the types of weapons he's using, the tactics he's using, and then even coding. And this is, post.
Some of the codes are Morse code.
Yeah.
Some of the symbols.
Yeah, it just has like a like same with the Texarkana Killer. To me, it kind of reeked of like somebody coming home from war.
Wait till you find out a little bit more about this killer. And there's a lot to it.
Examiner waited until Sunday to publish their part because of doubts that the letter was real. The cipher was quickly passed onto naval intelligence for deciphering, while the NSA and the CIA also joined the effort.
Yeah.
Although a police chief at Vallejo, Jackie Stilts, wasn't convinced that the letter was real. He publicly requested that the killer send a second letter with more information to prove it was real. Meanwhile, Donald and Betty decided to try and see if they could.
So a couple just at home.
Yeah.
They're like,
this looks fun.
Hun, you want to try this out? Yep. He's a history teacher. Yeah. And they're like, let's try it.
That appears in the word kill. And with these assumptions, the rest of the.
So they obviously started with looking for double
LLs.
letters.
Makes
they
sense.
knew kill would be in it. They assumed it would start with I, so they assumed that would be the letter for I at the beginning. And now they have 4 letters.
That's actually a brilliant way of starting. What a great... they solved it before naval intelligence, the NSA, and the CIA.
Combined.
They were like, sorry, guys, like, we got this.
Yeah, hold
School
my
teachers.
beer.
I love it.
message
Hold
could
my
be
coffee.
decoded. It read, "I like killing because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all to kill." The message goes on to describe the thrill of murder. The letter also says that when he dies, the people who he has killed will become his slaves in paradise.
Yeah, that's how it
He
works.
explains that he won't release his identity because the police will stop his collection of slaves. But towards the end of the cipher, the letters seem to be jumbled up. This led some to believe that this was an anagram. We'll talk more on that later. While the cipher had been solved but not released to the public, the letters didn't stop.
Yeah,
and
don't
only 3
release
days
that.
after Donald and Betty solved the first cipher, the Zodiac sent a second letter. This time, he was responding to Chief Stilt's request for more
want
information
details?
to prove
I'll
he was
give you
the killer.
details.
The letter read, "This is the Zodiac speaking. In answer to your request for more details about the good times I had in Vallejo, I shall be very happy in supplying more material. By the way, are the police having a good time with the code? If not, tell them to cheer up. When they do crack it, they will have me." This was followed by more details about how he murdered his
But we
victims
know that that's
and
not
other
true.
details.
And he
Gave-
does a lot of that.
didn't
He'll
give his
say,
name.
if you solve this, you'll get my name. And in
Right.
another letter,
That's BS.
I'll never give you my name. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit that he goes back and forth on.
He's like, they'll never figure this out. Well, maybe,
Oh, fuck.
maybe they will.
A couple in Vallejo figured it out in
Yeah.
like 20 minutes. let me step it up here.
I'm not gonna put my name just in case.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll figure it out. JK, you won't. 'cause,
Yeah, never
That had not
mind.
yet
I
been
really,
released to the
I'm trying to do
public,
this and I want
which
you to stop me
confirmed
from
that
getting
the
my
letters were
slaves.
Yeah,
indeed
'cause if
from
I
the
wrote
real
the
killer
code, I'm sure someone
responsible
else
for the
could
murders
crack
and
it.
not the work of a fraud.
Yeah.
It just
At
stands
this
to
point,
reason.
the decoded cipher was published all over the Bay Area, and amateur code breakers across the
Son of a
country
bitch.
started analyzing the letters thoroughly. They first turned their attention to the jumble of letters at the last line of the cipher. It was unanimously agreed upon that it could be an anagram for the killer's real name. Some suggestions were Emmett O'Wright, Robert Hemphill, Van M. Blackman, I. M. O'Wright, and Kenneth O'Wright.
And there was one more. It was Lone Wolf Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Some dismissed this theory and suggested that the jumble
Not
of
one
letters were
letter
only
in
there
there.
to throw them off.
There's
After all, the
an
killer
O.
did say, "I will not give you my name."
See?
After this first string of letters,
he's
it
just
wouldn't take long for the
playing
Zodiac
games.
to kill again.
So he's a real.
He should
sick
end every
fuck.
letter with goodbye.
Yeah,
Like
bye.
little E.
Yeah. So on September 27, 1969, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard are having a picnic in Lake Berryessa.
Yeah.
Cecilia says
Damn it.
she sees someone walking towards them.
Great.
She told Brian, but this is what Brian thought she meant. He misunderstood her a little bit. So here, let me get this going here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But here's Brian, who obviously lived, talking about it. No, aren't they
Thinking is, if you look to the left of her, you can see those trees on that hill. That would be another picnic area. So seeing someone on that hill, would be of interest, but not of any great urgency.
Sure.
Right.
But seeing someone as close as her.
So
would
where the
obviously be
woman is
some
standing?
cause for concern.
Yeah.
And so I'm continuing to talk.
that's where
and then she says he went behind a tree.
That's where the
So
tree was, and
he
that's
goes
where he
behind
was.
the tree where she is. And again, I'm thinking behind those trees.
He's thinking way back.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he's thinking way back there. But
She didn't see that and then go, holy shit. Like, we got to get out of here. There's a guy with a bag over his head.
here's the thing, and this is why this all happened. He comes walking up. It's me, basically.
Yeah.
Normal ass dude, right?
Yeah.
Exceptionally good looking and handsome and smart, but, normal to the human eye, right?
Okay.
Stupid.
Not disfigured.
Yeah, the phone call was creepy, Chase.
Yeah.
So just goes walking up pretty close, but then goes behind a tree. Then comes out from behind the tree with the shit on.
Yeah. So he needed to get his
Gear
hero
on, yeah.
outfit on.
and
This fucking guy.
and what was he wearing?
He
Look
didn't
at
go in
this
a phone booth to change.
Look at this outfit.
Yeah, come on with this.
He's wearing a huge bag over his head. I know, that's funny.
It is funny because
ridiculous.
holy shit.
A huge bag over his head with like a piece of cloth coming
Look, yeah,
down.
he
with his,
made
with his own
this.
symbol.
He
on
took
it.
the time to put
He
his
sewed
shirt,
this,
make
yeah.
his own shirt. Yeah, sewed it.
Yeah.
This is
Honey,
crazy.
dinner's ready. Mom, I'm not done sewing my suit. God.
Did you leave my bag near the door?
Yeah.
I need that for later.
You never let me be me. Anyway, so yeah, he's a real sick son of a.
Oh, I cracked your cipher in like 2 minutes, honey.
Yeah. God damn it. Yeah.
You better work harder on your ciphers.
You know what? You should make it so you have to read it diagonally. She's the whole like
Yeah.
Zodiac. She
Yeah,
is
because
everything.
this part here where you said, I like killing people is fun. That only took me like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So you should jumble that
You're
up.
too repetitive with
Put
your
Morse
words.
code in there.
Yeah.
Then you'll make it a little harder.
God, I was gonna do that anyway, Mom.
This is like
I
for
wanted
what,
the
a
first ones to
school
be
play?
easy. The last ones are obviously gonna be tougher. Duh.
Okay, whatever you say, you're a fuck up like your father.
Dad was great. You're a bitch.
No, if he were here, he'd have kicked your ass. He makes better ciphers than this in his sleep. Now eat your eggs.
No.
Yeah, so that's why he became a killer.
You're crying.
There's always something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. She's helping him like do it, but she's a better killer than him, so he
Right.
gets mad, but doesn't kill her. All right.
Oh my
But look at
gosh.
this guy.
He was
Look at this
within
outfit.
20 feet from
That's a
the couple
creepy
when he drew
costume.
a gun.
Terrifying.
He was wearing a black executioner type hood with the Zodiac symbol on his chest. As the man pointed the gun, he demanded the couple's money and car keys so
Yeah,
he could drive
you're
to
not
Mexico.
leaving.
Brian pulled his car keys
that guy
and
walks
only
up on
50
you?
cents out of his pockets and handed them to the
Great.
cloaked man. Brian later told police that the man pocketed the 50 cents and then tossed the car keys back to the couple, at which point the man put his gun back in the holster on his waist. The man
See,
told the
we're
couple
fine
that he
here.
was
We're
an
good.
escaped convict
That's all I
from Deer
needed.
Lodge, Montana, and that he had killed a prison guard to escape.
This came out.
This guy is actually
He lived?
yeah, badass dude. And
No.
he handled the situation really well. But yeah,
Since then, but he told me
he was the guy pointing out where they were on the tree line and everything because he lived. That was this is him
What?
at the time, but yeah, years later he pointed everything out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, check it out.
To survive
he killed a
that.
guard getting out of a prison, and so I did take him
Is
as
that
a
Bob
killer.
Lazar?
Yeah, it's Bob Lazar, Jared.
To me, a killer isn't a normal
propulsion
person, so I
expert.
assumed at the time that something was wrong. He wanted our money. And I actually laughed at the moment because I told him, I said, I've only got 75 cents in my pocket. And I said, you're welcome to have it. But if you need help, I'm sure.
He claimed that he had already stolen a car, but it was
It's great because in the movie, in the Zodiac movie,
Yeah.
where they reenact it and everything.
Right.
By the way, the movie's so fucking good.
It is. That's a
David
good one.
Fincher's god.
Yeah.
But they reenact it, and he's like, I can help you. He's like, maybe in more than just 75 cents. He's like,
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
she's like, yeah, he's a sociology major.
Oh yeah, the whole thing is.
And he looks over and he's like, pre-law actually.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you could tell like they
stupid.
don't know. It's funny.
Yeah,
dude.
that would just make this guy crazier. I think.
Yeah,
like
for
I'd be like, shut up, don't tell him I'm like educated. And
Yeah.
stuff. Like he's not gonna like.
He's
that.
really smart. Like his life's on track.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll
He's
help you,
doing
you
really
piece
well,
of shit.
And his parents love him.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was never beaten or abused.
You did prison time, you said? Oh,
Yeah.
so horrible things.
Yeah. How are them showers? Ugh, bad, right?
Babe, seriously.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
75 cents though, right?
Yeah.
That's just think
He
about
has a
that.
lot more money at home
remember
too.
that I do.
He doesn't believe in banks.
I'll bring it back. Like if you let us just
No, we'll all go together.
yeah.
She's like helping him. Bitch, shut.
yeah. Give me the
He's
ring
pretty
back.
loud, and his dad's a judge. It's
Yeah.
Like, "Shut up."
Oh yeah, that's exactly the wrong things to say.
Yeah. And the Zodiac movies actually, it shows that whole argument, and then it cuts between that and a Zodiac arguing with his mom. God damn it, Mom,
Yeah.
no. That's the
Why don't
whole
you go to
movie.
law school?
Yeah.
Become a lawyer.
Yeah, the buildup of why
Make
he's so
something
mad.
out of your life.
Yeah. You could have had a pretty girlfriend, gone on picnics. You could have gone to pre-law.
Yeah.
You could have at least 75 cents in your pocket.
Yeah, you nothing.
Yeah. You piece of shit.
You
Get
should
out
go
of
help
my
somebody. Go
house.
help a stranger off the street. Be
Yeah.
useful to somebody.
Yeah, you fucking loser. Go to the park. I don't know. Go get
Yeah,
some
that's how
fresh
they
air.
cut back up.
The man
What's
saying,
the
I'm
point?
going to have to stab you people.
gets really cold
he
here at
proceeded
night.
to stab Cecilia 10 times
No.
and Brian 6 times.
And you'll see that as an ongoing
After the-
theme. Is he always? It's sort of overkill with the guy, or
Yeah.
with the girl always.
Oh yeah,
And so because he's so focused on the woman,
the guys keep
the
living.
guys keep fucking living.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
12,
Yeah.
20, 68, September 27th.
So then he goes back and
69,
writes this on their
6:30,
car.
By knife. The couple, who were both still conscious, were found by a fisherman and his son and were taken to the hospital.
Thank God for
And at
fishermen and people who
7:40
walk
PM
dogs.
on the
Look, he has
same
to
day,
write,
Much like the
like,
last murder,
he wants
the
everyone to
Zodiac
know
called
so
in to the
bad.
Napa
I
County
know he wants attention. Felt tip pen comes and writes all this crazy shit.
Sheriff's Office to report his crime.
It's like a game to him.
Listen.
I want to report a murder. No. A double.
Don't talk, just listen.
Oh, that
Called
thing
in
at the
to
park, though,
Napa
that's not a
County
double.
Sheriff's Office
The guy
to
lived.
report his crime.
Yeah.
Napa Police Department.
Exactly.
Report a murder. No. A double.
A double murder. Why do you do it dramatically?
Because he's a dweeb.
Headquarters. They were in a white Volkswagen Carmen Ghia. I'm the one that did it.
So pretty fucking wild.
He really wants to be.
He wants the
guy.
recognition.
Yeah,
I'm the one that did it, and I'm not gonna get caught either. And I'm handsome and I'm cool. It's like, all right, bro, chill.
I'm gonna send you more letters.
So Brian, as you see, survives. Cecilia, she succumbed to her wounds.
That's scary.
You know. So we're starting to see a pattern emerge.
Yeah.
Here. So Zodiac likes targeting young college students.
Yep.
Attacks all occurred on weekends, which is very curious. So maybe he has a day job or something. The week he's busy, you know.
Maybe.
And then, or his mom doesn't let him out during the week.
Yeah, exactly.
Attacks usually occurred at dusk or at night, never during the day. Mm-hmm. He bragged about the murders in letters and calls, so he wanted people to know, hey, I did it. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Most murders were in lovers' lanes. And murders were all in or around cars.
Interesting, sir.
Yes.
I'm starting to see a pattern emerge.
Yes. The last thing is the murders all took place near a body of water.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Curious stuff.
Yeah.
Curious stuff. But so patterns emerge.
It seems like isolation might have been played a big
something
factor.
to do with cars too. Curiously enough.
Yeah, the car thing plays into it.
It's college students. It's not as young as the previous killer, where it's high school. It's college students now.
Well,
all at night. He bragged about the murders. He was
just spitballing. If you were killing people closer to your age, like if you were sent off to war, and you kind of missed out on these younger years, right?
High school.
Right. You go right out of high school to the war.
Yeah.
And you come back and then you see all these high school kids, and for some reason that's like a trigger for you, and you start
these
killing
kids. Yeah.
Now you're a little bit older.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you maybe start targeting people a little bit older?
And you don't go after like full grown adults because kids, they're not grown ass adults aren't in lovers' lanes and in cars and shit.
There's something about that, like that really eats at them.
That resonates. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So, this seeming pattern that we saw emerge would soon be broken, though.
Huh.
Yeah, on October 11th in 1969, only 2 weeks after the last murder, the Zodiac got into a cab driven by this man named Paul Stein at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
He asked to be taken to Washington and Maple Streets, but for some reason, the cab driver drove a block past the destination.
Take me to Washington and Maple Street. Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah. All right, pal. Washington and Maple.
Do you have the cab fare?
Yeah.
Only 75 cents.
Okay.
That's fine. That'll work. It's what is it? The 60s?
It's 6 cents to get you to across country. So
I'll even get you a soda on the way.
Yeah.
75. That's a big tip.
Yeah. I'll have Betty Lou here come and join you for the ride. She's a sweetheart. So maybe the Zodiac saw somebody walking a dog or something, and that's why he's like, just go up another block.
Just keep going, yeah.
Or, who knows?
Whatever, yeah.
Other things.
Something about it.
Yeah. But we know he's not stupid. Not only is he doing these ciphers and stuff, but he made sure the cab driver pulled over and put the car in park before he attacked him.
Interesting.
So he's not dumb.
Yeah.
He's aware of this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something maybe I wouldn't think about. Like, if I just want to kill this guy, I'm like, oh, make sure he puts it in park because I don't want the car rolling.
Yeah, because that'd be annoying.
Yeah.
You have to deal with all that.
Yeah, so that's forethought for sure. So he's not dumb. So he exits the vehicle through the back door, right? And he enters the passenger side door. And he starts like shuffling around. At this point, children up in their upstairs are looking out and they see this happening. They see this guy like arguing, they think, with a taxi cab driver.
Yeah.
And like they see him like rustling around and stuff. Like, what the fuck's going on here? So they call the police.
Cool.
And they say, hey, something's going on here. It's odd. Like this guy, they didn't see the gunshot.
Yeah.
Because I didn't mention that yet. So he pulls him. As soon as he stops, he pulls him.
It was
and shoots
kind
him
of implied that he killed him. Yeah, but that's how. Okay.
But yeah, so he pulls him by the collar and shoots him right in the head. Then gets out.
How annoying! He's just driving a cab. He's like, wants to go home.
I know, but this isn't in Lover's Lane. This isn't a couple. This is
way outside the MO.
Way outside the MO, and so very strange. Anyway, so the kids don't see the gunshot, but they see all the wrestling and everything else.
Yeah.
And they weren't sure what was happening, but they call the police and they say, "Hey, we see this guy. He's doing weird stuff." They accidentally identify him as a black male. So cops come.
Yeah.
They see the cab, right? They start canvass the area.
Yeah.
these two cops roll through, and they see this guy, and they say that he was. I got to get this right because the description's funny. So, yeah, the kids say the guy looked like he was drunk and arguing with the cab driver. One of the children went downstairs to get a closer look and actually saw him.
Oh,
but
shit.
yeah, the description that went out originally was of that of a black male.
What?
Yeah.
Even though the kids saw him?
Yeah. So
it's like the Texarkana case. Remember, the girl said that it was an African American. The guy said it was
which is strange.
Caucasian,
I know.
which is weird.
So what the Zodiac was
see
actually
things.
doing was much more calculated. He wasn't just rustling around. He took the guy's money, which was only $8.
Yeah.
Considering it was his third fare of the night, so he really didn't have much money. And he cut a piece of Paul's bloody shirt off, and that'll come into play later. And so because the police were notified, the search began in the area. Unfortunately, the description was a black male, so the officers that were provided with the description were provided with a false description.
Oh.
So they go, and these two cops see this guy, as they say, lumbering along in the fog.
Okay.
And they go up and they say, "Hey, sir, did you see anything odd happen in the past 5 to 10 minutes?"
Yeah.
And he says, "Yeah, I saw a guy waving a gun east of here."
They're a good idea.
Yeah, and so
oh, it's
they
crazy.
speed off.
There's like this big explosion, like over there. Just go that way. I saw it was a mayhem.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
Over there, not where I am.
Way over there.
If
Like
they-
I barely saw it. Like,
if they would
this
have had
much.
a proper description,
Right. Then they could have stopped him and just been like, hold on.
even if they would have taken the time to take a flashlight, they would have seen his coat was soaked in blood. Soaked in blood.
Stop.
He even mentions in the letters later, he's like,
The
"You
luckiest
stupid
guy
pigs."
ever. Yeah. Because, and that's funny. In the Texarkana case, the lone wolf called the killer the luckiest man on earth because no one ever sees him. No one ever hears him. Everybody gets there just a little too late to get a description because people would show up right after sometimes that these crimes takes place. And that's how he would run off, but they would never see him. They would never hear him. Beforehand, after, nothing. He was just that lucky, they said.
Yep. Yeah.
So this guy got lucky.
At this point, this is when Mark Ruffalo's character enters the film.
Yeah.
And must work with Robert Downey Jr. and Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh, that's the movie. Sorry, hold on.
That's right.
That was a joke I wrote into my little script here. So the real police, not Mark Ruffalo, found evidence in the cab, and they found a partial print in blood. And they're like, "All right, well, I think we got a print."
Okay.
And now we play a little bit more of this video. I don't know why I did that.
Jeez.
It gets
So they could have had him. Right
Dude,
there.
that's the fucking
He was
thing.
right there. Oh, they didn't know it was a shooting though. They just thought it was like some weirdness going on with a cab.
Yeah, they didn't know
They
what
don't
was
know what they're
what
looking
until-
for.
Yeah.
It's not a lover's lane. It's not. It doesn't
artist
hit
to
the
try and
MO
come
if
up
they're
with
not
a
aware
preliminary
of what it
sketch
could
of the
be.
Zodiac.
Nope.
It's
By
just
now, the
bad
kid's mistake
timing
had
and
already been corrected.
So here, this
And
is
so
the first picture that ever went out of him. The first sketch.
the first sketch of the Zodiac was
copy me.
drawn
Oh,
and
come
circulated
on.
to every cab company in the area. After another failed attempt at catching the killer, the Zodiac saw this as a perfect opportunity to taunt the police department once more. On October 14th, only 3 days after the murder, the Chronicle received another letter from the Zodiac. But this one was different from his previous letters, in that the Zodiac had included a piece of Paul Stein's blood-soaked shirt in the letter.
Yep,
It
that's
read,
why he ripped it off.
"This is the Zodiac speaking. I am the murderer of the taxi driver over by Washington Street and Maple Street last night. To prove this, here is a blood-stained piece of his shirt. I am the same man who did in
It's
the
almost
people
like he
in the
was
North
worried
Bay
about
area.
people not
The essence-
knowing
Not giving him credit
that
for
he
it.
did it.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because in the Texarkana case, when the MO got broken, the police didn't want to attribute that last murder to the killer, the Phantom. They didn't want to attribute to him because it was so far outside the MO.
Yeah.
It took the actual woman living through 2 gunshots to awake and be like, no, I saw it was him. He was wearing the outfit. But if that wouldn't have happened, they wouldn't have connected the cases at all.
Yeah.
So this guy wanted them to know that it's for sure me.
Yeah.
Even though it's different.
I'm gonna burn through the last of it real quick.
Yeah.
So totally, like you said, not his MO at all. This cab thing
Way
was
outside.
totally outside of his MO.
Totally different. Yep.
The next time they heard from the Zodiac was later. This woman, she's driving her car, and somebody is behind her, honking and flashing their brights.
Oh.
And she's like, what the fuck?
I hope she doesn't pull over for this guy.
So she waits until she gets on the freeway because she's on like this road that like nobody takes.
Yeah.
And so she waits till she gets on the freeway and it's a little more well lit, and she pulls over, and the guy comes around and he says, hey, your back tire's a little loose. He's like, I can tighten you for I have the tools.
Oh, that's some nice thing to do, and it's the 60s.
Yeah.
So
And
people would say yes.
Goes and tightens it, seemingly, gets back. She starts driving. The wheel totally falls off the car. So he just loosened the lug nuts up.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. And so then he's like, oh, damn, I guess it was worse than I thought.
Yeah.
So you, here, I'll give you a ride to the gas station.
Need a ride.
Yeah. She reluctantly gets into the car, and she has her kid with her little baby infant, and she's pregnant.
Oh,
7
come
months
on
pregnant.
with this.
And so they start driving, and she sees the gas station, and they just drive right past it. And she's starting to worry now.
Yeah, not looking good.
Not looking good. And then he goes into these little...
Please tell me the baby bundle was actually like a rocket launcher.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just, 2 scorpions.
I've been looking for you, bud. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
She turns the tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's like the end of a Tarantino film about the Zodiac.
Yeah. And then all the girls beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that alternative history
So
shit.
cool, yeah.
But that'd be great. But so anyway, it goes. He starts driving into these little nooks and crannies, and he like can't decide where to go. And she's like,
Yeah.
I need to get the fuck out of
Right.
this
Yeah,
car.
this is something's not right.
So she waits for him to go and start pulling up to a stop sign.
Yeah.
And she fucking jumps out with her baby
Good.
and everything. Jumps out,
What?
hides. He's there with a flashlight looking for her, can't find her. Says fuck it, gets back in his car, goes back to her car, sets it on fire so there's no evidence of anything.
Okay.
And then she's at the police station, and she sees a composite of the Zodiac Killer.
No
She's
way.
like, that's the fucking dude right there.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
She's
wild.
like, that's the guy who did it right
She
on your wall.
survived the Zodiac. I love the tuck and roll with the baby.
Holding
Good
the baby
for her.
while pregnant.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not letting this happen.
No, she's a beast.
You're not getting my baby.
Yeah. So, totally out of character for him.
Some
He's-
badass chicks in these
I know,
stories,
right?
dude.
And so just totally against the MO and everything. And with the cab driver, then does this, which is also against the MO. And this is like where he's like, it's like, what are you doing? Like, what's happening now?
Yeah, why is it different? Yeah,
what's changed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not a lot of killers change their MO, but after this happened, he said, when he wrote to the police, he said, my MO is changing. You'll never catch me again. I'm done fucking sending you guys letters.
Yeah.
You'll never know when it's me from now on. He's like, I'm not taking credit
He
for
says
anything.
that.
He says he sends letters
Okay.
saying to the Chronicle, saying, you're never going to know when it's me ever again. I'm gonna have different MO.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll make it look like accidents sometimes. Sometimes I'll make
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So he says, I'm totally switching up.
So he's
my
like
MO.
graduating.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's interesting stuff, man. I like it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to say what's like on
our
both of
minds
our
here,
minds
yeah.
here. So it seems like if we start at Texarkana,
Yes.
this guy starts with these
Give
two
me the
victims.
years. Give me the
This is
the
66,
dates.
right? So this is February 66 is the first attempt. And he's hitting him over the head, and this guy wakes up and he's fine, and he tells her to run, and then but he's humiliating the guy, and he wants to get the girls like that. That's what I mean.
His
There's
goal.
always more. It's always more gruesome on the female side, with the killing. But the first try, he kind of fumbles it up. Then he figures, okay, I'm just going to shoot them, right, so that they can't get away this time, and they can't. So he's shooting them now. And then but it's always in a car. It's always at a lover's lane. It's always secluded. Same type of victims.
Yeah.
And he puts them in the car and poses them the second time, which is so strange.
Yeah.
The third time, another lover's lane couple, young kids. And if he's young himself at this point, let's assume that's why he's targeting these younger kids, is because either maybe right after the war, right after high school, he went off to the war and came back. So maybe he identifies with these younger high school kids or high school aged kids.
Sure.
Because that was the last time he was in society. And he had this sense of there was like a military like sense to it for me, of how he went about doing this. Like he had been trained or he had killed before or been made to kill before, maybe on behalf of the country. Who knows? Then He kills another 2 kids. One of them fights back, but 4 to the girl, only 2 on the guy. Double the amount of bullets for the girl. Then he switches his MO. After 4 victims, completely changes up and attacks people in a house.
Yep.
And the only reason they even know it's him is because one of them survives. Then he just says, I'm done. And he disappears.
So what if
Yeah.
he disappears and moves to the Bay Area?
What if?
And then he goes and starts killing college kids in Lover's Lane.
A little bit older. What if he has a job?
This is 1968.
Yeah. He's post-war, so he would have been maybe a soldier.
Yeah.
So this is the 60s, 20 years
Oh, that's
later.
what I forgot to mention. One of the boot prints they found.
Yeah.
In one of the Lover's Lanes murders had they're called wing walkers. It's boots only given out and can only be bought at military exchanges.
There you go.
Yeah, and they're for walking on the wings of planes.
Yep.
So and they said multiple times they think this guy had military training.
He uses a gun. He's got the flashlight. The whole thing kind of feels very military to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he was, let's say he gets back in his early 20s, he would be in his late 30s, early 40s by the time the murders start
Which
happening
is the
with
description
the Zodiac.
of the Zodiac is the late 30s.
Yep.
And then so he starts killing in Lover's Lanes like he used to.
Exactly
right?
the same. He's like
Same.
wants to get back to what he was,
even,
what he knows.
Even the outfit, for the guy, the mask.
Yeah, it's a bag.
Similar, but now he just he had a few years. He's been killing. He's figured his shit out a little bit, and now he figured out a little code thing he's gonna do.
Did he learn code breaking in the military? Is that why he does codes? There's a connection
one of the and one of the suspects they have a few suspects. All of them, as a matter of fact, have military training, mostly Navy. So
So there you go. There's actually a lot of military installations in Texas.
Yeah.
There's one close to Texarkana that was in operation during World War II.
So basically, we're posing the question: what if this Texarkana murderer, this killer, this guy
with this very specific MO,
once he stopped killing, it wasn't him just done killing.
Nope.
And mind you, the Zodiac, somebody who literally said themselves, I can switch up my MO and I'm going to from here on out.
Yeah.
Never caught, never found.
Didn't the Zodiac take credit for more than just the 5 that
he said he killed
found?
36. He said Zodiac 36, police 0.
There you go. So he might have been killing that whole time.
Yeah.
But he loved the attention he was getting when he shut down a whole city.
Yeah.
And now in a big city, how do you shut that city down? You let people know I'm doing this.
So in the small town, easy. Everybody knows.
Everyone knows.
So the town that feared sundown.
Yep.
And then he goes to a bigger town, a city, the Bay Area.
Where people are
San
getting killed all the
Francisco,
time.
Bay
Crime
Area.
rates are different. Yeah.
So he starts writing letters to the Chronicle.
He wants to. I also killed those kids last year. Bye. Like he
Give me
wants credit.
Yep,
Always.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those kids last year, don't forget. And the people on Christmas, don't forget.
Yeah. I want you to
Okay.
remember
Yeah.
I'm out here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out here.
Write about me. He's sending letters to
So-
the papers.
What if the Texarkana murderer, or what's his name?
The Texarkana Phantom.
The Texarkana Phantom and the Zodiac are one and the mother freaking same.
What if? It's plausible and possible.
One great thing. Tell me, guys, what do you think in the chat, by the way?
I'd love to hear what you guys think.
Real quick, something pretty crazy. One of the guys that they interviewed had a watch, and it said Zodiac on it, and literally had the Zodiac sign that he uses. The only
I
time
remember that from the movie. Yeah.
the only time
What a
that
fool.
anybody has seen that symbol with that word connected prior to the Zodiac killing.
Could you imagine you're being interviewed for being the Zodiac Killer, and they're like, "Is that a
Nice watch you got there, yeah.
Is that a Zodiac watch with the actual Zodiac symbol on it? Like,
yeah,
you know why we're interviewing here, right? Like, you get what this is about."
What is this about?
We think you're like the Zodiac Killer. We think you're doing this, sending all these letters and using
Why?
this symbol. Yeah, exactly. Why? Why would you wear that watch? Where'd you get that?
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Yeah. Good. Come up with something.
So,
crazy.
So glad
story.
you're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, check this out.
Okay.
The Zodiac Killer. Yeah.
Yeah. Zodiac Killer. Yeah.
I saw him.
So you're not him. You saw him though.
No. I saw it. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw him.
It's okay. So tell us, how did
I
you?
was like, hey.
Yeah.
And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you, the Zodiac?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or he went like,
This must
yeah,
have been scary, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, and what?
Yeah.
And I said, you better cut that out right now.
Yeah, of course. Because you're a good citizen just trying to do your part.
I don't want people dying.
And then you were like, run that watch.
I said, run them shoes too, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, so you robbed the Zodiac.
Yeah, that's where I got this. And
okay.
Not these boots, not my windwalkers, no, but the Nikes that I got at the crib.
Oh,
those
wow.
are. But I'm like,
that's good.
And I'm like, don't you kill again,
yeah.
ever. And I said, promise me right now.
Yeah. Wow, that's a harrowing tale.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, I'm sorry.
Well, crap. I wish we had more on you.
Yeah, but if he did it, if he killed again, that's not my fault either. Because I told him, hey, I said no more.
Hey, could you imagine? There's like a guy taking a police report back at the station. So, sir, you said you were robbed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened?
Yeah. So this guy came up to me. He's like, hey, you're the fucking Zodiac Killer, dude.
Run those shoes.
Yeah. He said, run that watch, boy.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy, yeah. So I lost my watch, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I had these
Do you have a
Nikes.
description of this guy, or?
Yeah, he looked like the Zodiac Killer, basically.
That's great. Yeah, how silly. If you were the Zodiac Killer and you're running around with a watch, well, he'd like to taunt.
I know, yeah.
It's
but
possible.
the whole story's true.
It's real, yeah. He actually did that. He actually punked the Zodiac.
He told me to run the...
The cops think he's just full of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, buddy.
Pal,
yeah, nice.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get you one of these days.
Yeah.
No, I don't know why you want me. I got him for you. I'm basically doing your job,
Yeah.
guys. Like I saw him and I stopped him from killing.
I'm the one who
I haven't heard
got
about
his
another
face.
death yet.
Yeah.
What? Not in the papers.
Yeah. I don't have another plan, or there's probably not. There might not be another one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. I might just move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going home to Texarkana, dude. Fuck this.
Yeah, a nice peaceful small town.
Yeah.
Nice.
This place sucks.
I got an old pal there, Gonzalez. You might have heard of him.
Yeah.
He's my friend. Like we go way back.
No, I've never heard of him. Have you seen the movie The Expendables? He's basically Chuck Norris's character. Everything comes full circle.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, I know we had a best movie ever for this because
we do.
There's so many good like serial killer, how to get away with murder type movies.
Yeah.
Because these guys got away with it. As far as we know, no one has ever been pinned for these murders and had it stick, and they haven't charged anybody. So I know there's a lot of theories for the Zodiac. And what's interesting is there's one guy recently that they were saying could be the Zodiac. And he's ex-military. I couldn't for the life of me find out if he was stationed anywhere in Texas at any point.
Oh, I found out he was.
But it stands to reason that if he had any friends in the military, maybe he was visiting somebody, or maybe he was stationed there at some point, or maybe that's just where they dropped you off.
Yeah.
Like that he could have ended up in Texas, a very big military state.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but there's not a lot on his record as far as military record. They don't just release that stuff. And
so one of the only movies that I could think of where the killer actually like gets away and like doesn't get caught
in like a clever way.
Yeah, and he's like the killer's actually like the good guy.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, is actually a movie that we've talked about on this show before.
It's such a good movie.
It's so dope. It's so like cool, and it stars the best ever.
Yeah, a couple of them,
but two of them. You're right, but Mr. Brooks.
Yeah.
The one and only. So this movie, it's so good. So it stars K-Cost.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner.
And the best,
as Mr. Brooks. We'll get there. As Mr. Brooks. And then in his psychotic broken brain, his killing impulse is embodied and personified as William Hurt's.
Yeah, he's got like a whole Green Goblin thing going on where he can
like multiple
talk.
personality.
But I love that this other personality like kind of helps him.
Oh,
like
yeah.
He'll notice things and give him hints and ideas because it's still his
It's all him,
brain.
yeah.
But because it's personified.
The kid's lying. Look at the blah, blah,
Exactly,
blah, whatever,
yeah.
stuff like that.
The keys on his keychain.
Yeah.
Like, check the keychain.
So great.
It's good stuff. So he helps him get away with it. He looks for things that he's not paying attention for, and that's why he's so good at getting away with it.
Yeah. And then, so one guy caught him. He's a photographer. Caught him slipping
in the act. Yeah.
Caught him in the act, and he didn't want anything but to blackmail him into taking him along for one of his murders.
Yeah, he wanted to do it with him.
He's like, I want to do this shit, dude. So take me along. Let me see how to do it, how to get away with it. Because he knows that from the news and everything, this is a prolific killer.
Oh, yeah. This is one of the, like Zodiac style.
He's been going around
uncaught for a long time. Yeah.
And so he's like, show me how to not get caught doing moida.
That's a cool basis for a film.
Great.
Dude. What a great story
Cook,
idea. Yeah.
And then the daughter, dude.
That's so cool. Yeah. He's afraid that she's going to end up like him, and she is. And so he has to help her figure out how to get away with it and teach her. It's crazy.
She has that same thing. So dope.
Yeah.
But
when he finally realizes it's her, like when she's talking, and then he in his mind, he's like, oh my gosh, it is her. Yeah. She has what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
And what is that? Dexter, where he's like, I got to teach you how to get away with shit because you the impulse is there.
Yeah, as long as you only kill bad people.
Yeah.
And I'll teach you how.
Yeah.
And it's a cop, so he knows what to do and how to look for it. But the way he double crosses Dane Cook is great because he's not going to let him just play him like that.
Yeah.
He's like this brilliant dude.
Yeah.
So the whole time he's stringing him along, but he and Dane Cook's just kind of a creep in the movie.
And in real life, probably.
Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, amazing movie. I loved this film.
Me too. I love it. So, out of 10 voyeuristic Dane Cooks, what do you rate this movie?
I agreed with you when we discussed 7.5 out of 10. Makes sense. It is one of those movies where you could watch it 10 times.
Yeah. 7.5 Dane Cook voyeurs.
Yeah.
Out of 10. Agreed.
Yeah.
I love our rating system.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's a good rating system.
It's the best rating system. It's always whatever is
whatever it is
that relates to the film.
Yeah. But impenetrable vaults or whatever for the oceans was funny.
Yeah.
Vault doors.
Yeah, impenetrable vault doors.
Oh man, a lot of fun. Those are some creepy cases, and it's Halloween time.
Crazy.
We're getting there, I'm excited.
So, maybe the Texarkana Phantom is the Zodiac. Wow.
Dude, it's so plausible. And the MOs are there. They're the exact same. They did the same thing in the same places. They love the attention. Shutting cities down. That was important to both of these guys. Then they can just stop. They can change MOs on a dime. And it was like the 5th murder each time that they changed MOs. I don't know, just so much.
Yeah, it was the 5th murder
every
each time.
Yeah, that's something to that. Like There's a lot. Killers have these habitual things; they can't help it. I don't know. It makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you to everybody in the chat. You made the show so good today. So thank you so much for participating and let us know what you think. Could they be the same guy? Could this killer in his early 20s be a killer in his early 40s and the 60s and be the Zodiac? It's not too old. The description was. I don't know. I want to hear from you. Put it in the comments. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. See you on Crash Talk for Thursday.
Yeah, guys, we love you so much. We appreciate you. D-Live-R, thank you. Another great, awesome episode, or awesome show. Thank you so much. Everyone in the chat, everybody, we appreciate you. We love you, Deb, Chase, D-Live-R.
And thanks to the Weepy.
And the Weepy Voice Killer for calling in. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Who knew?
For that.
Who knew we had such amazing fans out there?
Yeah, that's the best.
But guys, we love you, and we will see you Thursday for Crash Talk.
Yeah.
You are the best. See you then. Laters!
Nice.